One evening in a forest, there was a ragged boy with a bruised face running away from something. Unfortunately, he tripped on a branch. Then he tumbled down a slope. The boy groaned, "Oh no, I think I've broken my leg." Looking up, he cursed, "Damn it, do not tell me." Facing him was a number of people wearing masks. Still trying to sound tough, he continued, "Have you been toying with me from the very beginning? Have not you?" The boy held on his trembling legs and glared at masked men. Their faces were covered, but it was easy to see that they all were smirking. The masked people mocked the boy. "You did very well, Prince Chion. We have been waiting for you for far too long." The boy thought to himself, "What should I do? I do not have any strength left to run. Why? I gave up on joining the academy already. Why do you want to kill me? Why are you still aiming for me?" The masked man said, "Prince, you surely know that all of that doesn't matter." The other masked men began making comments also. "As long as you have the right to the throne, it is your destiny. Surrender, and we will make this quick. Even if you have peasant blood, we will give you a swift death." The boy was furious. How dare they insult my mother? He pulled a dagger from his chest. "There is no way these bastards will give me a painless death. If I'm going to die anyway, then I will fight to the bitter end." A dagger. Did you learn something for Jang? No, he did not. It is not like he learned anything. However, it seems he can't escape his bloodline. The masked man looked surprised. Even without skills or training, he still did not want to give up until the end. The masked men seemed to be very happy. It was better for them to kill someone who would not give up than someone who would beg. "Kill him." One of the men gave the order, and the other four attacked the boy at once. The boy swung the dagger wildly, trying to defend himself. One of the masked men used his sword hit to strike the boy's wrist, and he dropped the dagger to the ground. His face grimaced, and he glared at the masked man, but the man grabbed the boy's neck. "Is that the end of your little retaliation?" The boy had been hiding another dagger. At that moment, another man shouted, "Watch out!" A dagger stabbed the man's chin. The leader of the masked men who was watching became intrigued. "Serves you right. What? How did a kid, who did not even master martial arts, kill one of our members? Were all of those random slashes an act to make us lower our guard?" He managed to pull off such a shrewd act in a situation like this. What if he had actually mastered martial arts? Another man charged in, "You damn brat," and kicked the boy. "Just because we went easy on you, you dare to." The masked man stepped on the boy's punctured wound, and the boy screamed in pain. The man could have killed the boy at once, but he seemed to be giving the boy as much pain as possible. How does it feel to have a hole in your stomach? Shit. As I thought, I can't trick them twice, it is all right. At least I killed one bastard. Slowly, more, die an excruciating death. The leader did not seem to like what was happening, but he could not stop him since it was for the revenge of his teammate. Doing something like that is not my style at all, but since our comrade died, I guess there's not a choice. Suddenly, a bright light shined as if a lightning bolt had struck. When the light disappeared, the masked men's eyes turned in shock. Blood sprayed up like a fountain. The masked man who had been stomping on the boy had lost the entire top half of his body, where the blood was spurting upwards. The boy also was in shock. If he was not wrong, some white light streak had zapped the man, and his body melted away. Just now, something like a beam of white light. "He's behind us." The leader pointed to a certain direction in shock, and there was a strange man with weird clothing. "What is that? I have never seen clothing like that before. Who are you?" The man just smiled. Another light then struck another man, killing him also. The only ones left were the leader and the remaining masked man. The man then disappeared. It was not through any movement skill. It was as if he had turned invisible so that he could not be seen. What happened? He disappeared in a second. Is it an agility skill? No. It is more like he is becoming invisible like water in a second. Exactly what is that light? Can it be that this is the power of a master who is risen to the highest level? But why is an extraordinary master like him defending that brat? That kid already lost a lot of blood, so he's a lost cause anyway. Our mission has been fulfilled. We did what we needed. We should retreat. The leader tried to send a signal for his man to fall back, but he was then struck with another streak of lightning, and he disappeared also. "Serves you all right." The boy smiled and chuckled. Then, a strangely clothed man revealed himself in front of the boy. While it looks like our ancestor is in a happy mood, even though he is at his deathbed, ancestor. The boy frowned, but he had no energy to speak and his body was growing cold. He had lost too much blood. Who is it? What kind of nonsense is he spouting after appearing all of a sudden? My eyesight is getting fuzzy, so I can't see. My entire body's getting frigid. I'm gonna die like this. Did they find me already? Shit, I guess there's no choice. I was gonna come here earlier and teach you how to use this, but I guess we will have to improvise. I should hurry, since you are right about to die. I am the one injecting it, and it is making me cringe. The man then injected the syringe at the back of the boy's ear. He then brought up another syringe and stuck it in the boy's heart. All right, done. Hey, Ancestor Nim, the man called out to the boy. Please make sure to succeed and make this descendant's life easier. Okay, this nano machine is the latest version. Operating it should be simple enough, so good luck learning how to use it. And with that, the man disappeared. What kind of nonsense has that strange guy been blabbering about? The boy then heard a strange sound in his ears. Serial number 0345325893. There's a strange voice inside my head. Sky Corporation, 7th generation nano machine. Starting activation. And the boy's body began to change. It was the beginning of his life's turning point. A long time ago, fighters of Jianghu learned martial arts in order to protect themselves from enemies. Over time, martial arts evolved from using it as a method of self-defense into a tool to kill enemies. It grew to be more sophisticated and complex as the simple forms became a series of movements, and the breathing techniques represented the basics of internal energy. The martial artists passed on their teachings and heirlooms to the future generations, allowing martial arts to continue to evolve. The people who had master martial arts were more powerful than normal humans, and they were soon called the Murim people Walin. Fighters who wanted to be disciples of the Murim people gathered to form clans, and those clans were divided into the forces of justice and the forces of evil. And between the tight balance of those two forces, there was another group that pursued an entirely different route, seeking only strength. The world called them the demonic cult, the illegitimate child of the highest-ranking family in the demonic cult who has the right to the throne. This is Cheon Yeo Woon's story. It was the next morning when he woke up from his sleep. I am alive, but I'm sure my stomach was pierced by that sword. What happened? To why is my whole body sweating? Were these black spots? It smells awful. My whole body is sticky. I feel like throwing up. Are you awake, Master? That is when a voice came to his head. What? Are you awake, Master? Who are you? The boy got up from the bed and glanced around, but he soon realized that the voice was not coming from outside. There's not anyone around. What is this? Please calm down, Master. Telepathy. No, not that. I have heard it once before, but this is different. This sounds like it is coming directly from my head. No way, could it be coming from my head? You are right, Master. Once again, who are you? I connect and serve as a core to support Master's brain. I am Sky Corporation's 7th generation nano machine. What are you talking about? Who are you and why are you doing this to me? I am a 7th generation nano machine. Nano. Evil God. That is correct. A nano machine. Is it talking about the evil God? The one that the demonic cult worships. He was now kneeling on his knees, asking with a shaking voice, "Are you really the evil God?" The nano machine had understood that the boy had gotten everything completely wrong. This way, Dr. Beck. Was it an assassination attempt? Yes. Although there have been many assassinatine attempts recently, I did not think that you would send me directly there. Of course, it would have to be our first-class Garjang. It was the only thing we could have done. It was a miracle that Prince Cheon was able to make it out alive. I think someone helped Prince Cheon, but I can't tell who it was that helped him. Can't you guess to an extent based on the markings? Well, Warrior Jang began to recall. The scene that I saw yesterday was terrible. On the cold ground, without their upper bodies, were the corpses of men from the demonic cult. Among them was one who still had his upper body intact. But the dagger that I gave to Prince Cheon was stuck in his head. Right then, I heard someone's breathing. In a place not too far away, through the pools of blood. I could recognize right away it was Prince Cheon, but he had no wounds on his body, yes. His breathing was like he was sound asleep. His clothes were clearly torn by a sword, but Prince Chion's body was clean of any marks. Who could have helped him? There is no way the cult leader would involve himself in a fight like this. I'm also confused. This is getting interesting. Quickly, lead me to Prince Chion's room. Were you the one who saved my life, God? If you're talking about the one who saved you from the enemies that were after you, then no. However, if you're talking about putting Master's dying body into self-healing mode, then yes. What do you mean, self-healing mode? Sending basic information to Master's brain. Also, what is with Master? Searching for the right words for this era and culture. Master, I am not the evil god that you speak of. His tone changed. If you're not the evil god, then I'm trying to send you the basic information and manual about me to your brain. Will you accept? Yes. Nano Machine thought it would be easy to send the information instead of talking about it, and Chun Yoa nodded without knowing what it was actually. Then, a video flashed in his brain at once. His eyes shook rapidly as he looked through multiple video images, and soon he felt dizzy. He bent over and kneeled down to the ground to vomit. This is a natural reaction when you first receive the information in your brain. You won't feel dizzy or nauseous starting the second time. I am dizzy. What is happening? Nano Machine? Yes, Master. Is it true that thousands of machines are now embedded in my body? That is correct. Specifically, 6,482,040,000 nanomachines have now been placed in your body. What is this? It was not a human or a god. If I want, can you get out of my body? As you saw in the information that was sent, I am programmed to only be extracted outside the body in case you die. My so-called half-brothers, they are very desperate to kill me, who does not even have any strength. And now, there's a fully unidentified nanomachine in my body. Why did this happen to me? Talk, so then who put you into my? That is when someone knocked on the door to his room. Prince, old Dr. Beck is here. Wait, stay quiet, nanomachine. They will think I am weird if they see me talking to a voice inside my head. I can read your thoughts to communicate. I got it, so just be quiet, temporarily going into silent mode. The prince seems to be asleep, so we have to stay quiet. Prince, are you awake? It seemed your body is. Zhang found Yoan looking at him from the bed and quickly ran up to him. He then placed his hand over his nose because of the terrible stench coming from the prince. What is the smell? Oh no, I forgot about that. Dr. Beck then walked up with an interested look on his face. Prince Chion, we have met before, have not we? Yes. How could I forget the doctor who came to see me when my mother was sick? I'm going to feel your pulse. Give me your hand. Well, it is okay to give me your hand. The doctor checked his pulse for a while and opened his eyes in astonishment. This is very strange. What do you mean? Did something bad happen to the prince? No, it is quite the opposite. This could be a rare opportunity for Prince Chion. What are you saying? Your entire body has been cleansed of any dirty substances and your energy flow has been activated. Did you take some kind of special medicine? Pardon. I'm not sure what you are saying. You now have the perfect body to train in martial arts. Yoan then understood what the doctor said and became shocked. The black ooze that came out from his body was actually the dirty substances stuck inside his body. What was better was that his energy was now flowing, so he could now learn how to use his internal energy. Look here, Nano Machine. Did you do this? Deactivate silent mode. Deactivate. Silent mode has been deactivated. The nano machines placed throughout your entire body have extracted waste from your body, and they have also reshaped the blood vessels, joints, and muscles to best fit your body shape. What are you? Are you sure? You are not an evil god. I am not an evil god, but a machine. Master, although the demonic cult was made up of many clans and families, only 6 among them were main clans. The Lord was bound by an oath to marry a woman from each of the 6 clans to give birth to his descendants. The descendants who were born in each clan were raised in their respective clans, and when they reached a certain age, they were admitted to the Demonic Academy. The Demonic Academy, which opens every 10 years, is headed by the leading experts from the magistrate, was founded to train the best warriors of each generation. There was a period of unusually intense competition. Whenever several princes joined the academy, it was referred as the period of Battle of the Heirs by the magistrates. Oh right, Dr. Beck is from the Poison Clan. I need to hide the fact that a nanomachine is in my body. The technology of this era will not be able to detect my presence, Master. It is certain that he received help from someone. There seems to be nothing wrong with your body, but I will prescribe you a tonic that will help you regain your energy. Thank you, Dr. Beck. Are you leaving? I will see you out. It is fine. Do not come out and watch over the prince. It is very strange. How can a person change like that? A long time ago, I was sure that he would be pushed out of the ranks with his weak body and no knowledge of martial arts. But now, with the current state of his body, he could probably learn martial arts better than any of the other princes. He is an illegitimate child of the Lord after all. Did he pretend not to care while actually taking interest in it? If the Lord had secretly helped him, then there was no need for him to acknowledge it. The soon-to-be-opened demonic academy will be noisy. I do not think he caught on. Come to think of it, the reason why I am alive is all thanks to Guard Jang. Even though Nano Machine healed me, if Jang did not came on time. Jang, thank you for. I am sorry, Prince. I think you should wash up first. I really should. While bathing in a hot bathtub, Yoan was filled with a strange sensation. Hey, Nano Machine. Yes, Master. Earlier, you said that you put my body in a self-healing mode, right? How much can it heal? Any internal or external wound caused by an external impact can be healed quickly. However, blood loss or decapitation will take much more time since they require cell division. Really? Why do you keep saying things that are hard to understand? It should be fine if I try and test it out, right? It hurts. Activating self-healing mode on the left palm for a stab wound. With the voice, the blood stopped flowing from his palm, and soon the wound disappeared as if it had not been there at all. Oh, the blood stopped. It is hard to believe. But it works. Even though I just saw it, it is hard to believe. But now I know that it works. The information that you transferred to my head earlier, can I really use all of those functions? You are able to use everything shown in the instructions. Good. I will have to try it out once I finish my bath. Yoan got out of the bath and looked at his body through the mirror as he dried himself off. His body was originally scrawny and weak, but now it was muscular and well-toned. Wait, Nano Machine. This does not make sense. How come my body has suddenly become muscular and toned? Did you do this too? Yes. I have reconstructed your body. Reconstruct? Prince, I have came to dress you. Go ahead. While it is scientifically impossible to create something out of nothing, it is not difficult to reconstruct an existing part of your body. The words you choose are so complicated. Listening to you, I feel like everything I have learned is useless. Hey, Nano, since your name is so long, it is okay to call you Nano, right? Registering the name Nano. You're no fun. This is my study. What should I do now? Look into a book and flip through each page. Just flip through the pages, yes. The only books here that are related to martial arts are about blood points and chi. The 3J Sim is a breathing method designed to train the mind and body, but even if you practice for the rest of your life, it is still difficult to achieve the lowest level. Then reading about blood points seems to be better. I am starting, Nano. Yes, please start. Yoan was not convinced, but he started flipping through pages. He then quickly reached the last page. He did not realize it, but his focus was shaking rapidly. Scan the book blood passage, attempting to send the information to the user's brain. Will you accept? Scan. Oh, you mean you copied what it means? Yes, Master. Will you accept? I accept. And the feeling that he felt when he received the Nano Machine's manual came back to him. His head felt as if a jolt of lightning had struck him, and the information swept into his brain. Yoan felt slightly dizzy, and he held onto the bookshelf. It was much better than before, but he still felt like everything was spinning around him. Transfer complete. You will get used to it, Master. Are you worried about me? I'm just stating the fact. Is this over? Yes, Master. As you did with the manual, you can think about the related information to bring it up. Yoan then thought about blood flow, and information about the book that he had not even read came up to him naturally. It was hard to believe, but he had just crammed the entire book into his head without even reading it. He fully understood what it meant. No way, this is crazy. There was an error in the book that was corrected before it was transferred. Error? What error? Information about the blood points were wrong, so it was amended. The nano machine that was created in the distant future had embedded more precise information while scanning the book. My gosh, I can't believe this. Does not this mean that I can learn and master martial arts faster than everyone else? Yoan thought this was amazing. He had to study and memorize books until now. But with this method, he did not need to spend time on that anymore. There are not many books on martial arts in my study, but I heard that there are many in the Demonic Academy. With this ability, I'm going to become stronger faster than anyone else in the Academy. 000, that is going to be my goal now. Chamber of the Air Candidate, South Castle of the Demonic Cult, House of Bakmajong. I sent them all to get rid of one boy, and all 5 of them are dead. Do you think that makes sense? I think someone secretly helped him. Prince Mukium, who gave you the right to call my name at your own will? I am sorry, Prince Cheon. I thought since he was a bastard of low blood, that he would be easy to kill, but it seems like he had something up his sleeve. I even tried to get rid of that guard. But there is someone else protecting him too. Could it be Father? I did not want to get my hands dirty, but I have no choice now. I will have to kill him myself at the Demonic Academy. Cheon Yeowon. Early in the morning. I could not sleep at all because of how nervous I am. Is it morning yet? It is already today. The day I joined the academy. Zhang was up early to train his dagger skills. Once he entered the academy's doors, he would lose Zhang's protection. He drew a long face as he looked at Zhang's training. Would have been better if I had secretly learned Zhang's dagger techniques. No, then people from the 6 clans that watch us won't leave me alone. When my mother passed away, I made an oath not to learn martial arts until I was admitted into the academy. Master, would you like me to scan guard Zhang's movements? Yoan opened his eyes in shock. What? You can scan the movements of other people, I can. Then does that mean you can scan guard Zhang's martial arts training and transfer into my head? That is possible. My program also has data on various martial art techniques that I can transfer over to you. I can even transfer it to you right now. Is it okay to steal guard Zhang's martial arts techniques without his permission? No. In the afternoon, I would have to go to the academy without any regrets. I do not have time to think about what I can use to protect myself. Please scan, Nano. Activating movement scan. Yoan's focus began to shake rapidly and then started to scan Zhang's movements. After staring at his movements for about 30 minutes, Nano's voice filled his head. Scanning time has approximately been half an hour. Movement scan has been completed, beginning to transfer to the user's brain. Transfer complete. Still, it was more bearable than yesterday. How can this be? How is this possible? He ran to get the dagger from the ground. Guard Zhang's dagger skill. I think that I can do it too. All right. I need to be careful so that guard Zhang does not see. Yoan closed the window so Zhang could not see him and readied himself. It was the basic stance that Zhang did before unleashing his skill. Yoan then swung his arm to unleash his dagger. He did not learn, nor was he taught, but his movements now matched Zhang's movements outside. It is exactly the same as guard Zhang's 20 years of training. Training every day, straightening posture, mastering it with the body. Does not this allow me to completely ignore those processes? While the movement scan was activated, muscle analysis for training the movements has also been completed. Will you accept the transfer to your muscles? I need to have a muscle transfer too. If you do not get the transfer for the muscles. Before Nano could finish, Yoan felt pain tearing through his entire muscle. It was so intense that he could not even move. My whole body is in so much pain suddenly. Why is my body like this, Nano? Through repetitive training, your body forms muscles that are right for this movement, but your body has not properly developed those muscles, so there will be damage to your muscles. I know that you did some sort of transfer, but could you explain it to me a little simpler? Translating language to match the user's level. Language level. Somehow feel like I have been insulted. Translation complete. Master is not trained like Zhang for a long time, so even if your brain has learned it, your body won't be able to adjust to it. You must have your muscles go through a simulation so that you are fully familiar with the movements. Only after this transfer can you use these movements fully. It was a bit easier than earlier, but it is still hard to understand. Would you like to adjust the language level to the lowest level? I said I got most of it, simulation. So if I get this muscle transfer, then I won't be in pain. That is right. Would you like to start the transfer? This transfer requires the use of every nano machine in your body, which will take a couple hours. If it is only a couple hours, there will still be time before I have to go. You can start it. This transfer will come with a lot of pain, so you will be put under anesthesia shortly. Does it hurt a lot? There are a total of 1,350,000 cases of fainting caused by this muscle transfer. Can I do it? Would you like to try without the anesthesia? If I can't handle it, can you switch to a state with anesthesia? Yes, starting the transfer. What? I was too nervous. This just tickles. Yoan twisted in agony and almost screamed as Nano's voice rang in his head. Injecting anesthesia, and Yoan fell asleep. After completing his morning training, Jang prepared breakfast. Good. This is as good as most of the neighborhood masters. Should I prepare something special today? I will just make a simple meal that Prince Cheon likes. It has already been 5 years since I learned to cook for you. I was not even a good cook. Guard Jang, please take care of my Yeo-won. It has already been 5 years since Lady Hua died from eating food containing poison. The young Prince Cheon is now entering the academy today. Lady Hua, please protect him from heaven so that he can survive and have another meal. Jang heard some screaming. He ran toward Yoan's room. Prince Cheon, are you okay? Prince. He quickly ran over and checked the prince's pulse. Judging by his pulse, it does not seem like anything is wrong. What was he doing for this to happen? Jang then saw the faint trace of footsteps on the floor of the room. He placed Yoan on top of the bed and checked the footprints carefully. Prince Cheon watched my training for at most 2 years. This made Jang dumbfounded. He watched me train for 2 years and has already caught up to my 20 years of training. 2 hours then passed by. Required muscle and fiber transfer has been completed. Deactivating anesthesia. With a jolt in his head, Yoan woke up from his sleep. I'm never doing that again. I certainly warned you, master. But while was I lying down, did guard Jang come by? Now it won't hurt to use the dagger technique. Right through the muscle transfer, you now have the same muscles as those who have practiced these movements for 20 years. Yoan prepared his stance and swung his dagger. The power seemed to be very different from a while ago, as his movements were more precise and accurate. These are the same techniques as before, but they are much more accurate and powerful. The feeling of cutting through the air is so nice. That is all for the first formation. Now for the first step of the second formation. As he stomped to move on to his next step, the wooden floor rumbled loudly. This is bad. Even though I did not use Nigong, it still leaves footprints. Tien, Nigong refers to internal energy. Have I already completed Wigong? It is as if there is almost no Nigong. If guard Jang sees this, it is going to be bad. Tien, Wigong refers to external skill. Prince, your breakfast is ready. It was Jang. What do I do? It won't go away even if I press on it. Prince, I feel so hungry today. Yoan quickly got up and brought the table near the window to the center of the room. Jang asked curiously, don't you always eat by the window? Since I won't be coming home for a while. I wanted to eat towards the center. Guard Jang would not have noticed, right? Stir-fried bok choy and roast pork, rice with a fried egg on top. Is all my favorite foods. I see. You care for me, guard Jang. Since today is the day I get admitted to the academy. This could be the last breakfast guard Jang makes me. A sudden change in emotions is contributing to the acid coming up your esophagus, increasing the secretion of saliva. Please swallow the food with saliva to settle the acid. Stop saying weird things and be quiet, temporarily entering mute mode. I'm going to eat everything and leave nothing left. Please eat slowly. You're going to get an indigestion. Yeah, that was a good meal, guard Jang. Prince, when did you learn my dagger technique? He could not say the word steal to his prince. What are you talking about? Yoan was surprised by the sudden question. Jang pushed the table to the side and pointed at the floor. There was a clear footprint on the floor. This is a step made from moving into the second formation of my technique. It is a lot clearer than what I saw earlier. As expected, my eyes were not wrong. Stealing other people's martial arts techniques is a taboo in Morim. I committed a crime by stealing a technique through Nano's power. Even if guard Jang will hate me, I have no excuse. You did good. So what if you learn in secret I am your guard? If it was not for the oath of the 6 clans, I would have taught it to you earlier. Guard Jang. Yoan's eyes filled up with tears. What is this? It is an energy flow method for the Nigong of the dagger technique. Why are you giving this? I want to give tips on learning the Nigong, but there will be many things at the academy that are much better than what I can give you. Learn those. Yoan was now shedding tears. He swore that he would never cry after his mother's death. But he was still a young boy. Garjang, I'm never going to cry again. Never. It has been 5 years since Lady Was passed. During that time, I gritted my teeth and put up with Prince Shion. But he is still a boy who is hungry for his parents' affection. However, I can't be with you after you get admitted. So, you can cry today, but you must become stronger from now on. Thank you. Yoan wiped the tears off his face. He now had no fear or hesitation. From now on, I must not fear or hesitate. Even though Mother is not here anymore, I still have a place I can return to. In the afternoon, the street near the demonic cult's castle was bustling with people. The opening ceremony was going to begin soon. Every boy, ranging from 14 to 19 years of age every family and clan of the demonic cult, was now gathering at the demonic academy. As I have heard, have all of the clans gathered? How many people are here? I think there may be around 1,000. Now that I am here at the academy, I am getting nervous. Since this is a competition between the heirs, as a part of small clans, we need to get in line. They are all so loud. It is such a mess that I can't see any kind of spirit from them. Stupid things. Did you come here without the resolve that this place could be your last? Left Guardian Fire King, Li Wamiyang. That red hair. That is the Left Guardian, is not one of the top 10 strongest in the demonic cult, was not at top 5. Hammond glanced at the boys standing in front of all children. The kids in the front row. Are they the heirs of the 6 clans? The other children were all lined up neatly, but these 6 princes arrogantly stood at the front, as if they were telling everyone that they were on top of them all. Dark Clan Wise Clan number 1 Cheon Muyan. Sword Clan number 2 Cheon Kyungwon. Spring Clan Loyal Clan number 3 Cheon Mukyum. Poison Clan number 4 Cheon Jongsum. Blade Clan number 5 Cheon Yuchan. Sound Clan Lust Clan number 6 Cheon 1 Ryu. She is the only female candidate this time. Number 7 Cheon. Where is he? Hamung swept his glance across everyone, but he could not find the one he was looking for. There is no name tag. Chun Yoan was able to see the 1,000 children standing in front of him. He was not late, but he was told that his tag was missing and had to wait until the end. This must be one of the 6 clans' tricks. I understand. I will wait. Do they not want me in the same row as them? Well, nothing good will come out of having conflict with them from the beginning. They were the bastards that tried to kill me whenever they had the chance. They would probably kill me right away if they see me. I still came here after countless attacks from you bastards. I'm going to be stronger than anyone else. In this demonic academy, there are so many. It is going to be hard to get to the front like this. A black number 7 name tag. That guy's an heir candidate that is not from the 6 clans, right? BA rumor has it that he has not mastered any style of martial arts. Then would not he be the first to fail? It is obvious what they are whisper ing about even if I can't hear them. I will just let them laugh at me. He is over there. It is ridiculous to see him alone all the way in the back. That is a pretty funny way of receiving attention. Lord's illegitimate child. It is the sound of the horns. They're coming out soon. Everyone, be quiet. It is the Lord. People began to mumble. It was due to the person who had just entered. A ragged-clothed man who seemed to be having a hard time standing up as if he were drunk. Those shabby clothes. You drunk bastard. What are you looking at? You red-haired bastard. He was the right guardian, Submeng, the crazy blade. He acted silly, but he was still ranked within the top 10 strong men in the demonic cult. The masked man turned back and gave them a deadly look. Quiet. The lead guardian, Great Guardian King Marakim. He had a special mask on his face so that no one knew what he really looked like. A man with the character sky on his black silk clothes got up and sat down on the throne up on the stage. It was the Lord, and one of the 5 strongs of Wulin Shion Yuzhong. His presence is so overwhelming. As expected of the Lord. I can't lift my head. That person is my father. Silence. It was a voice laced with internal energy that spread through to everyone. The training ground went silent at once. My lord, it is ready. Marakim turned back and spoke quietly. And Lord Chun Yuzhong got up from his throne. And unlike Marakim who shouted, the Lord spoke softly. You all are responsible for the future of this cult. We welcome you. Is this what they call Nigong? It sounds like he's just talking. But it still sounds so clear and deep in my ears. In this place, train and make ties become the power of the cult. For the demonic cult, good work. He had never seen his father for 15 years, but he met his eyes with him for the first time. The Lord had found Chun Yo-won standing in the farthest part of the training ground as soon as he got up on the stage, but his gaze was so cold. To think that the first time I meet him, I would only see his cold eyes. I did not expect anything anyway. He is the person who did not even show up after my mother died. Now that the Lord's congratulatory speech is over, let us begin properly. Hamming's voice pierced through the air. Are you not going to stand up straight? I'm going to keep it simple, so listen carefully. The academy will last for 4 years and consists of 6 stages. After each stage, you will take a test. You're given only one chance to pass the test. We only get one chance. If we can't pass the first time, we fail. How could that be? It seems like you understood what I said. That is right. The ones who do not pass will be expelled instantly. I have a question. It was the boy with number 2 on his tag. In second place for the throne, it was Chun Kung-won of the Sword Clan. Hammon was in the middle of his speech, but Kung-won confidently interrupted him. Who said a bastard like you could ask a question? Chun Kung-won's handsome face grimaced. He had been treated with respect from everyone around him because he was a prince, but it was shocking to be treated with hostility. Oh, do you have a problem with me calling you a bastard? You should have heard that the moment you entered this academy, you would lose all privileges you had from the 6 clans. Do you want to be expelled even before the competition starts? I am sorry. Chun Kung-won bowed, and the other 5 heirs smirked. Well, it is obvious what your question is. You may think that one chance for the 6 stages is unfair, but the special benefit will be given to those that pass on to the next stage. The first benefit is the Black Dragon Ball. Black Dragon Ball. If they're talking about the Black Dragon Ball, it must be the medicine ball that allows the consumer to gain 20 years worth of Nigong. So if you pass through all the stages and get 6 of the balls, you would get 120 years, right? Would not that be similar to the level of a high expert? Not that they say that the more you take it, the less effective it gets. It is also hard to absorb it completely in the first place. If it was that good, why would they get it to us? The masters would have taken them all already. 6 stages. I do not have any Nigong right now, but if I were to pass, I could increase that Nigong in an instant. The second benefit is the Martial Arts Book of Secrets. If you have all trained martial arts, you would know the importance of these books, right? The library of the Demonic Academy has 5 floors. Each time you pass a test, you will gain access to 1 floor. Depending on the effort you put in, you may be given the opportunity to learn the secrets of the 6 clans, or even secrets to various martial arts manuals. So does that mean I could learn divine phonology like the Murim Masters? Books of martial arts. In order to survive, that is more important than Nigong. Most of you won't make it to the 5th floor, even if you were resurrected. So do not even get your hopes up. Hammon cracked a smile as he gave his closing statement. He is the best at boosting morale and dropping it at once. I do not like anything you do, Li Wang. The third and last benefit is that you guys can get a rank that you have never had before. So that is why even us candidates do not have any ranks or privileges here. Everything changes once you enter the academy. From now on, only the strong will survive. Every time you pass through a stage, you'll get ranks. Low-ranked warrior for stage 1, middle-ranked warrior for stage 2, high-ranked warrior for stage 3, squad leader for stage 4, and clan leader for stage 5. The 6th stage does not matter to you all, so I will just skip it. Most of you here won't even be able to go past 3 stages, no matter what you do. Well, even if that is how it is, would not it be a disgrace for members of high-ranked clans to become low-ranked warriors? Can we even call stage 6 a test? It is almost impossible. Not even 10 people have passed the test in the academy, which has been up for hundreds of years. At the academy, if you can get through the upper levels, your rank will be acknowledged. You all may be starting off with the same cadet rank now, but you will have different ranks later on. If surviving until now was my biggest problem, now surviving means to go up in ranks. Now I'm done explaining. From now on, you will form groups for assigned dorms as we start with the first test. The students became shocked to hear sudden progress. They did not think they would be tested on the first day. How can we have the first test already? Are not we supposed to learn something first? What do we do if we get expelled? Be quiet. Like I said, those who fail this test will be expelled from the academy. They won't even deserve to be called low-ranked warriors. He is very fussy. The first test will test your basic skills. You will need at least basic Nigong in order to become a warrior of our school. Those of you who do not have basic Nigong will be assigned to agricultural, commercial, and service districts, so be prepared to die. No, we do need people to do the dirty work, so do not try too hard. Damn it. That is why. That is the reason why the ladies of the 6 clans made me swear an oath to not learn Nigong. If I do not pass this, I will become a part of the lowest clan of the cult. If that happens, anyone could try and kill me. Chun Mukium, the prince of Loyal Clan, seemed to be satisfied. I do not know whose idea it is, but it is pretty good. This will save me the trouble of having to kill him myself. A beautiful, alluring middle-aged woman came up onto the stage. Demonic cult 5th elder clan leader of the Sound Clan, Hang So-yu. This person will watch over the first test. She is the clan leader of the Sound Clan and the 5th elder of the demonic cult, Hang So-yu. This test is honestly very easy. If you fail here, you will never be able to become even a low-ranked warrior. Sound Clan's leader. What kind of test calls for the Sound Clan's leader? No way. Why are they all covering their ears? Well, if the 5th elder were to actually play her musical energy wave, then you little ones would not stand a chance, but she will control it for you all, so do not worry too much. With luck, you may even be able to endure it without any Nigong. Damn it. So we are to endure the musical energy wave. With even just a little Nigong, they will be able to hold on for a minute. Those of you who endure the energy wave for a minute without fainting will pass the first test. Start. And with the signal, the 5th elder began to play the instrument. The beautiful sound of the instrument spread through the training ground. However, it was not only beautiful. She had not even played a measure yet, but tens of boys fell to the ground with bubbles coming out of their mouths. My chest, I can hear it even if I cover my ears. As expected, most of the ones from the smaller clans have already fallen. In comparison, the candidates of the 6 clans and other children of high-ranked clans are holding out. This just stings my ears. The candidates of the 6 clans have taken medicines since they were young that have allowed them to gather a lot of Nigong. That bastard with no Nigong is probably on the ground already. Something's weird. Chun Yukium was filled with joy, but things were not going as expected. The clan leader's plucking seems to only be getting faster. But why? Why has not he fallen down yet? Hang So-yu's fingers that plucked strings began moving faster. Based on the look on her face, it was apparent that she did not look too happy. It was because she was only looking at Chun Yo-won. Chun Yo-won, who should not have any internal energy, was not falling. Half the people in the field are already on the floor. Are they all suffering from internal injuries then? Why am I okay? Sensing powerful high and low frequency waves from the instrument. There was a possibility of serious damage to your body. Activated emergency defense mode to block the sound waves. Nano, so you made it so that I can't hear the sound waves. That is right. I have temporarily stopped your body's function to sense sound. Then how can I hear your voice? The information is being sent directly to your brain. This is difficult. Nano, can you block that intimidating gaze? Do you want to block your vision? No, never mind. I can feel a sense of impatience from the 5th elder's performance. The history of the Sound Clan has become a lot stronger than in the beginning. This should be too much for those with less than 20 years of Nigong. As expected, he must be the reason. I would heard that he has no Nigong, but that must be wrong. He is enduring this in such a stable condition. This is the first time I have seen such an exciting first test since I received my role at the academy. Now how long will that bastard last? Your ears are bleeding. Hey, it is the same for you. It is hard to hold out, even with 20 years of Nigong. Just need to endure it a little longer. I need to get through this. The pride of the upper clan is at stake. But why is the 5th elder playing so intensely? Her facial expression is also distorted, so I assume she is angry. Mukium was extremely curious, so he had to turn around to see. What? Why is he suddenly surprised? We're not supposed to look behind us, but is there something there? What is this? How can that bastard with no Nigong be completely fine? He does not seem to be tired at all. That bastard had Nigong. Chun Yukium was extremely furious. Nano, if it is how I think it is, the kids in the front and the 5th elder are angry, right? Analyzing facial muscle movements. Absurdity, surprise, petulance, and anger can be seen from their facial muscles. Because I can't hear anything, I do not know what is happening, but I can see their hostility. It is obvious that their pride is wounded after thinking that I had no Nigong than seeing me endure this long. If I pass the first test in this good of a condition, they won't believe me if I say I do not have Nigong. Nano, could you give me an internal injury? Do you mean internal injury as in injuring your organs? Sure. It is possible, but I do not recommend intentionally injuring your body. I do not care. Once the performance is over, give me an internal injury and make me vomit blood. Forcing internal organ damage, as ordered by Master. It is almost 1 minute now. To think that the bastard who is not even 15 years old could endure this so easily. I can't end it like this. My pride won't allow it. After the time limit was over, Hang Soyu's patience was at the limit. She was already angry that Yoan had gained internal energy, but he was now withstanding as if it was nothing. Try and endure this performance that uses half the power in my body. Her tune changed. This is dangerous. Lee Hammond quickly sensed the change and frowned. He knew how she felt, but she was now forgetting the purpose of why she was playing her instrument. Students of the high-ranking clans and families turned pale at the moment. They began to vomit blood as their internal organs were damaged, and they were not the only ones who were in trouble. Stop this. Any more will be dangerous, Fifth Elder. With that, Hang Soyu also stopped playing. Students who barely withstood it fell to their knees in exhaustion. If she played for a bit longer, all the students might have failed. It is finally over. If she had used even a little more power, everyone would have failed the first test. I can't believe the Fifth Elder let it get out of control. Damn it. What did I just do? I could not control my anger against that young bastard and raised half my power. This is all because of the violation against the 6 clans. It is all because of Cheon Yeowon. Chun Yeowon's face quickly turned red and went pale, and he sprayed blood from his mouth like a fountain. Everyone who was watching, Hamung, Hang Soyu, and Mukium frowned. What is happening now? What is that? How could he throw up that much blood? Is he dying? Nano, you. The program has been processed as ordered. Damage has been caused to about 30% of the organs in the body, causing the blood to flow back as much as possible. Hey, you crazy. I thought I was dying. Chun Yeowon then vomited more blood. The place around him was now drenched in blood, and it was even a terrible sight to even look at. However, unlike the 5th Elder who was dumbfounded, Left Guardian Lee Hamung could not just stand and watch. If he dies because of the test, I will be responsible for everything. He may not be from the 6 clans, but we can't let a member of the leader's line die. Hey kid, are you okay? Chun Yeowon felt dizzy after vomiting blood. He almost collapsed to the ground, but Hamon got a hold of him, sensing dizziness caused by 7% blood loss. Activating self-healing mode for organ damage and blood loss. No, not yet. This bastard, you could have just given up. Master, you're in a dangerous condition. Wait a little more. This kid, how much Nigong does he have to be able to endure this much? Hamming already had checked to see if he had any internal energy. Contrary to his expectations, what? He does not have any. Crazy. This one is crazy. Since there were bad rumors about the 7th Prince, I did not expect much. I can't believe he passed the first test with only pure mental strength and sheer will. Hamon called out to staff standing outside the training ground. Take him to the infirmary. Yes, heal me quickly. Nano, that kid who endured my energy wave like it was nothing. To think that he had severe injuries internally. Lee Hamming soon walked up to her. That was too much, 5th Elder. What are you talking about? You almost killed him. By any chance? That child, does he only have a bit of Nigong? He has none at all. I gave him a little stimulation, but he has no Nigong at all. He kept his oath. How is that possible? How could he have endured my energy wave without any Nigong? If he had no Nigong, he would have fainted like those other kids. He had very serious injuries. He endured it all with just his will. What? He endured it with his will. It is sheer will that is enough to be scary. If he were not an illegitimate child, I would have liked to raise him as a student. But nothing good will come of going against the 6 clans. He endured with his will. This is fun. Right Guardian Subming spoke amicably, although he usually paid no interest in other matters. It is none of your business. Just go to a corner and drink all you want. Red hair. I was going to, even if you had not told me, get lost. You drunk bastard. A guy who would be dead if he was not a guardian seems to be good at messing around. You seem to speak well even with a mouth full of alcohol. That day, like you said, if you were not a guardian, you would have been dead. They were both guardians, but they did not get along very well. This intense energy. The students below also felt the pressure. Subming spat and walked away from the stage. Fine. I am leaving, you little bitch. Look at them, sprawled on the ground with only that kind of energy wave. WF kids these days do not have any grit. Compared to them, I really like that kid, Cheon Yeo-won. Behind the training ground was the main building of the academy. On the second floor was the first aid room, and Baek Jongming, the apprentice of the Baek Jongwoo, was here. Dr. Baek, there is a patient. He was excited to see as many patients as possible within the academy to gain more experience. How can this be? There is a real patient. To think that there would be a patient on the first day, as expected, the demonic academy is the best. What is up with him? I heard that he was Baek Jong's student, but it seems he is crazy about medical practice. This is not the time to be like this. Come on in. What? How hard can a test be for a person to be in this kind of condition? Did he get stabbed in the stomach? No. He is wounded internally. This is from internal damage. He doesn't fave any Nigong, so the left guardian has asked that you take special care of him. I have seen many cases in the 10 years I've been my teacher's student, but this is the first time I have seen so much blood from an internal injury. Anyway, since we have dropped him off at the infirmary, we will be on our way. All right. One of the staff members stopped curiously. Why are you so slow when we are busy? It is nothing. That kid, it seems like his complexion looks a lot better than before. Am I mistaken? After the staff was gone, Baek Jongming sat next to Yeo-won and began checking on him. Damn, I completely forgot about the infirmary and almost healed all the internal damage. It still hurts a lot, but I have to endure it until the doctor is done. The pulse is clearly irregular and fast, so he must have taken a lot of damage. But still, this is very weird. Even if you bite your tongue, you do not bleed this much. I guess I will have to start off with some acupuncture. Jongming then walked over to his desk to get some needles when someone burst into his office. Gosh, that scared me. Right, guardian? Oh, why are you here? While the little guy who clung to his teacher like a coward came up to become the academy's doctor. You've succeeded that annoying tone like always. What brings you here to the infirmary? I am sure that as the right guardian, you were not injured anywhere. It seems like you do not like me being here, Of course not. Please have a nice rest here. I can never figure him out. Subming then looked away from Jongming and turned to the bed. Oh, look at this. Is not he such an interesting kid? What? Why is that person here in the infirmary? Could he have figured out that I am pretending to have internal damage? Yeo-won became frustrated. Damn it, the smell of alcohol. Why are you pretending to be asleep? An unknown force pulled him up from the bed. He could not move as he had not been healed yet, but the internal energy sent by Subming pinned him straight up. He raised a person up without even touching them. This is the right guardian of the school. Did he sit me up using Nigong? I can't move my body since it is not fixed yet. If you keep pretending to sleep, I am going to hit you. In your face. Damn, I got caught. Yeo-won had to wake up. How did you know? Yeo-won frowned and retorted. Look at this guy. How interesting, Subming laughed. How dare you be so bold, let alone embarrassed, in front of guardian? Any experienced warrior can tell if you are asleep or not based on the sound of your breathing, kid. He knew from the sound of my breathing. The average breathing count for a 15 to 20-year-old human male is about 12 to 20 per minute. However, earlier, your breathing was around 8 times a minute, making it very unnatural. I do not need any unnecessary information. I do not think kids these days have guts like you do. You're pretty good. Oh, did he not come here because he noticed I was pretending? Kids these days do not have any endurance. They always want to take the easy way out when something gets a little difficult. But I did not endure it with sheer will. I am saying that you have the will that the others do not. Right, guardian? The patient is not in a good condition, so I think it would be best for him to receive treatment first. Wait, an adult is talking right now. Subming then noticed the discoloration on Yeo-won's face. See, his plexion does not look good. He let go of his Nigong. Gosh, my neck. I will get to the point. Kid, I want to take you in as my student. Yoan's eyes grew wide, and so did Zhongming's. Subming the Crazy Blade was one of the top 10 most powerful warriors in the demonic cult. He was also famous throughout all of Wulin. What are you saying? What do you mean? I am talking about taking you in as a student. Right, Guardian. Do you not know who I am? Is there anyone who does not know you? Won't the 6 clans hate that you are taking me in as a student? That is funny. Well, what can they do about it? He spoke as if it was nothing. Also, they will still have to compete with each other, with or without you. It is a great opportunity for me. But what if it is a trap? So this is the infamous 7th Prince. I knew that they were going to play tricks this time at the Demonic Academy. But to make him lose so much blood, that is too much. I do not know what to say because of how sudden this offer is. I will also have a teacher in the academy. Shit, if you act like that, it is going to seem like I'm begging you to become my student. This kid has a lot of doubts. Well, it is to be expected if you live that kind of life. Fine. If you're still unconvinced, I will offer you something you can't turn down. What is this paper? It is what you need the most to survive here in the Demonic Academy. You were stuck in the infirmary as soon as you got to the academy. Are you not worried at all about falling behind? Even though you were able to pass the first test with sheer will, do you think someone without Nigong like you can pass the second test? Well, anyone who wants to become a warrior needs to think a step ahead of others. Are you planning on staying in the infirmary for 2 weeks and getting pushed behind from the start? While you're stuck in this place, the others will certainly move forward a lot. I can't deny that. But I will have to stay here for a bit to avoid suspicion. Do you know why that red-headed bastard sent you here? Redhead? The left guardian is not it because I had internal damage. Of course, if you get hurt, you should be sent to the infirmary. But is not it weird? There were many other kids that were damaged internally. But why did not he send him here? Most people of Mirim can heal internal damage through meditation. Of course, it would be faster if they were treated by a doctor or medicine. So you mean, right? The other kids were able to heal themselves at least a little bit, so there was no reason to send them here. So that is why I am alone here in the infirmary. Because I was not able to heal myself. This kid, we are almost there. Should I wrap this up now? A kid that can't even meditate to heal. Do you think someone like that can cure internal damage in a short amount of time? It is possible. Because I have Nano, that was top secret. The rest is as the right guardian says. As expected, if I want to go on to the next stage, I will need Nigong. He then thought of something he had forgotten up until now. I heard that if I passed the first test, I would get the medicine ball and access to the first floor of the Academy's library. Submang then burst out in laughter, and Yoan was startled. It seems like the redhead forgot to mention something important. Forgot something important? The Academy's library is not a place where one can enter and leave as they want. You can only enter it once after you pass a test. What? Did you think that you were free to explore all of the important books in there? That place is very secure. Also, you can only stay on the first floor for 2 hours. There's a limit, too. After crossing one mountain, there's another one. You get more time as you move higher up. Additionally, you are not allowed to write any content down. You need to memorize everything before you go. Memorizing 2 books itself is considered a lot. Does not this give me a huge advantage with Nano's scanning skills? In 2 hours, I could probably scan not 1 or 2, but hundreds of books. So for you, a boy with no Nigong, 4 years at this rough demonic academy will really test your limits. Is he saying, I'm different from the other guys? I mean, most of the others who entered the academy were trained in their clan's martial arts. I do not have either martial arts or Nigong. In order to survive the threat of the 6 clans, do I really have to become his student? The paper next to my head. Is it the breath of Nigong? So you're not that dumb. You are right. That is the breath of Nigong. If you become my student, I will teach you the breath of Nigong right away. I do not know if this person really wants me as a student, but I have to get at least one person on my side. What I could not learn because of the oath with the 6 clans. This is my chance to learn the breath of Nigong. Submang looked at him intriguingly, and Yoan bowed deeply to the ground. I accept the right guardian as my teacher. Please take me as your student. Yoan bowed, shivering from the pain. Submang became satisfied. A student must bow to his teacher twice. Get up. The blood of Cheon should not bow to anyone other than the Lord himself. Student, you're going to have to rest today. I mean, until I come back. memorize, and learn the points of the breath of Nigong. I will be leaving now. Henchman, take good care of my student. That hurts. He is leaving with a grin on his face. But his bad breath is like always. Are you okay? Yes. It was chaotic, as if a storm had passed by. He must have liked you a lot. That drunkard. No. Congratulations on becoming the right guardian student. Thank you. Goodness. Because of your internal damage, you had a pale complexity and a hard time, and even dealt with that. Your pulse is a mess too. I will be back with the acupuncture tools, so please bear with me. Okay, with Nano and the right guardian. I have been given so many opportunities. Mother, Garjang. In the midst of the enemies here at the academy, there is someone on my side for once. Demonic Academy Practice Field. Left Guardian, I will report the results of the first test, including Cadet 7 who was taken to the infirmary. The total number of people who passed is 415. Demonic Academy Upper Senior Martial Artist Ho Jin Chong. That is 200 less than the first test from 10 years ago. As expected, Elder Hang's energy waves were too much. The ones who failed probably find it unfair. No, I did not pass out. Why am I expelled for having bubbles come out of my mouth? This is not fair. Do you not understand? Do you think you guys will be able to live your whole life in service or farming? How am I supposed to live a life like that? It seems like you can't accept results. That is right. Then there is no other choice. Kick the rebelling ones out of the Demonic Academy. Motto. The failed students were forcibly removed. The ones out front all have great skills. The ones who were expelled won't be able to go against them. Because they are being stubborn, they won't be able to learn anything from this. If it were me, I would say is unfair too. It was because of Cadet 7 that the intensity of the first test was raised. First, they do not have luck or skills, but it is also their fate. Amongst the ones who passed the first test, there is a good amount of exceptional kids. Do you think so too? Most of them have internal damage and are in meditation. The candidates of the 6 clans. 8 of the ones in the upper clans seem to have easily made it through. Well, they were already at a different level than the other cadets. In order to not take any damage from Elder Hang's energy waves, one would need at least hundreds of years to gather Nigong. They are beyond the levels of other candidates. The first rank to the heir, Chun Mian of the Wise Clan, and 5th rank Yuchan of the Blade Clan had endured the first test as if it were nothing. These two endured the energy waves without moving. Rumor has it that the battle will be contested by the Dark Clan and the Blade Clan. As I thought, this will be interesting. I congratulate you on passing the first test. You will be given a bronze medal to represent the lower ranks of this academy. For the next 4 years, you will be trained as a cadet of the Demonic Academy. Here at the Demonic Academy, you're not allowed to answer with yes and no. Motto is the only answer. Anything other than that is akin to asking to repeat an order. Do you understand? Motto, cadets answered. Then, let's start organizing into groups. Here we go. Now that I am done preparing, shall we get started with the treatment? Doctor, Yoan turned to Baek Jongming, who was preparing his needles. Is Baek Jongmyung. Rather than just calling me doctor, you should include my last name. Then, Dr. Beck, is my condition that bad? Gosh. I am sorry to say this to a cadet of the Demonic Academy, but it will take at least 11 to 15 days for you to participate in the tests. What? Yoan was shocked. What do I do? If Nano were to start the self-recovery mode, then the treatment would be over instantly. But if I heal too quickly, they will get suspicious. But if I get the normal treatment, then I will fall behind in training. Besides, I did not know anything following the first test since I was taken to the infirmary. Do not be too disappointed. If you were to be treated by an ordinary doctor, it would take months. It will be a lot shorter because I am Baek Jongwoo's student, but it will still take a lot of time alongside training. This might not help, but I will pretend that I do not know you are learning martial arts from the right guardian. Thank you. I will make sure to repay you in the future. It is fine. I do not expect much anyway. Now, since we will be doing acupuncture, you're going to have to take off your clothes. I know that you did not learn any martial arts, but this kid, his body is a lot nicer than I thought. Well, he probably did not get it through Nigong. Did he learn Wei Gong? The first one goes in the middle of your chest, sensing an attempt to damage the user's body with a sharp iron needle. Activating self-defense mode. No, stop that. Nano, the doctor is doing this for treatment. Do you not know how to differentiate between an attack and treatment? Deactivating self-defense mode as commanded by the user. If you do not tell me in advance about something being a treatment, I will consider any damage to your body as an attack. All right, from now on, do not react to things that I accept willingly. I understand. My stomach is starting to hurt less, retrieving the information contained in the system's built-in acupuncture diagram. The spots that the acupuncture needles are entered down the chest, under your heart, and on your arm. 6 of the exact spots are spots that enhance regeneration in the stomach area. Nano, I was able to understand easier with the information you transferred. I am getting embarrassed from your staring. Take a nap while the acupuncture gets into effect. All right, was what I said, but I could not sleep with Nano explaining everything. Under the knee, toes, shins. Nano, if you could treat my internal injuries, this treatment would go faster, right? But if I get healed too quickly, they will get suspicious. Can you heal me, but make it look like I am still wounded? After your treatment is completed with self-recovery, it is possible to randomly alter your pulse to appear as if there is organ damage. I only asked just in case, but I'm glad it is possible. If I can fool Dr. Beck for like 2 weeks, this will be my chance to learn Nigong from the right guardian. All right, then heal me now and fool Dr. Beck when he comes to check on me. I understand, Master. Starting self-recovery mode as commanded by the user. After the students began dividing themselves into groups, Hamming grouped them based on their personal information and the result of the test. Cadets, attention, get in line motto. I'm going to explain your next test. Until the 3rd test, all cadets will take the test at the same time. To take the 2nd test and become a mid-level warrior, you must be familiar with basic tactics and strategies. The time you all have is only 20 days. Only 20 days. That is too short. Will I be able to memorize all the tactics and strategies? Are you curious as to why there are 20 groups? That is because in 3 weeks, only 10 groups will be able to move on to the next stage. So you're saying that half of the cadets will be expelled? Damn it. We do not have any top cadets in our group. The 6 clans will probably have an advantage. This is the first and last test that requires you to work together. So if you want to compete amongst yourselves in a group, you can just fail together. He is still a man that is good at demoralizing. That concludes today's schedule. You may return to your assigned dorms and rest. Starting tomorrow, you will be taught by the staff standing in front of you. They will be teaching you tactics and techniques very kindly. The students then turned to their instructors who were standing there expressionlessly. When they saw the staff members dragging the failed students out by clubbing them with their black clubs, hanging on their waists, the students shivered. Students then returned to their assigned dorms. Dismissed, you are now dismissed. Group 8 Instructor in Pyong. Cadet 3. Why are you still here? I have a question to ask you, Instructor. Spring Clan Candidate Cheon Moo Kyung. I'm sure you know that I can't answer questions related to training, right? Yes, I know. All right. Then what is your question? I'm pretty sure I will be the leader of Group 8. The selection for team leaders is supposed to take place tomorrow. But the 6 clans, as always, have found the rules ridiculous. Cadet 7, who is assigned to our group, is in the infirmary. And with one person missing from a group test, I do not want our whole group to fail. And because he did not attend the ceremony today, he won't know anything. So I want to let Cadet 7 know what we heard today. You low-born bastard. You're in the same group as me. Your luck ends here. I will go to the infirmary myself to mess with your limbs. Good idea. It seems like you understand the basics, so I compliment you on your first day. I will take your advice, and as the instructor of your group, I will go to the main building to deliver the information to Cadet 7. What? Instructor, you do not have to do that. I can go myself. The main building is off limits to cadets except under special circumstances. I did not think that I would not be able to get into the main building. Damn it, why are so many things going wrong? I am a candidate from the Spring Clan, but I can't even use that here. There is no other way. I understand. Then I ask this as a favor, Instructor. All right, now go ahead to your dorm. Instructor, is there something else you want to say? Then could you at least let me know about when Cadet 7 will start joining us? There is no problem with that. Since it is too late today, I will tell you tomorrow. Yes. Thank you. Now that it has come to this, I will have to wait until he returns to our dorm. Hurry and get better, you lowly bastard. I will make you feel pain enough for you to want death. Demonic Academy, main building at night. 14 days, yes. The internal damage is so severe that he will have to stay for at least 14 days. If he stays here for that long, it is going to be hard for him to get to the top level. Is there nothing to make it go faster? That is what I'm asking. If only he had Nigong. But Cadet 7 has none at all, and since he does not, there is no other option but to take a long time. The second test is in only 3 weeks. I can't believe he will have to be hospitalized for 2 weeks. I do not want my group to be eliminated just because of this one guy. May I speak to Cadet 7? I have a lot to tell him. He is sleeping right now, so that'll be hard to do. Should I wake him up? No. I will come back tomorrow. He will be here tomorrow anyway. Goodbye. After leaving the room, the instructor shook his head. He only barely managed to pass the first test. This must be the end of his luck. Yoan was able to get a good night's sleep until an unwanted guest intruded to the room before dawn. Yoan looked at him with a shock written on his face. Student, your teacher is here. Teacher, Subming's stench of alcohol permeated the air around the room. Are you not going to greet me? Your student greets his teacher good morning. Good. Have you finished the homework I gave you yesterday? Yoan, who is still not fully awake yet, was baffled. He then asked, Perhaps. Are you talking about the breath of Nigong? That is right. I told you to memorize it all before I come back. I was taken to the infirmary and treated just yesterday. He must be very short-tempered. Did you possibly not memorize everything? I am glad I was treated by Nano beforehand. Of course. I memorized it. He memorized all of it while he was sick. I only said that to provoke him. Subming knew that he was being absurd. All right. Good job for doing the homework your teacher gave you. Thank you for the compliment. But teacher, do not you think you came too early? Why, are you tired? That is not it. Well then, I am glad. Now, I will tell you this because you have to know anyway. I can only teach you for 2 weeks. What? I can come to see you while you are in this infirmary, but once you go to your dorm, I won't be able to contact you. I had not thought that far ahead. You were hospitalized the moment you came here. So how would you have known? I have to work as a main teacher during the day anyway. I will only be able to come this early, or people will get suspicious. In the Demonic Academy, it is prohibited to receive training from people from outside. If I get caught, the problem will only get bigger. I thought he would be stubborn, but he has been paying a lot of attention. Thank you for your consideration. All right then, since we do not have time, let us get started. What right now? Did you not hear your teacher say that we do not have a lot of time? Turn around and sit on the ground. I understand. Hurry up. Yoan sat down on the ground. I wish he would explain why he is doing this. It is a good thing you memorized my breathing of 1,000 marshals. What are you going to do? Because we do not have much time, I will stuff the flow into you. Stuff it in? What do you mean? My teacher. No, it is a sophisticated way your great-grandfather created. There is no need to feel the chi. Your teacher will do everything for you. Teacher, clench your jaw. If you scream and the guards come, this will be the end. Shut your mouth. Intangible energy has been inserted into the user's blood. Starting an analysis based on the built-in data. Found energy is assumed to be chi or chakra. Proceeding to analyze the effect on the user's body. I know that teacher's strong Nigong is forcing my veins to open. But it is too much. This kid, did he really not learn anything? I can't believe that there are no blockage or obstacles in his circulation. Subming became curious. Yoan's body had no problems or dirty particles that blocked the flow of internal energy. His muscles also look like they have been training. As far as I know, I am sure he was not learning any martial arts. Could it be the Lord? This was due to the fact that the nano machine had extracted all the dirty particles from the body, but Subming did not know this, so he only could guess of Yoan's father. From his 7 wives, I guess he had only cared about Lady Hua, so maybe he cared for this child secretly. Anyway, it turned out great. With him like this, it should only take 7 days to create a good amount of Nigong. At the same time, Demonic Academy dorms. Prince, goodness, Prince. Get a hold of yourself, Prince. You jerk. Who do you think you are? Do you think you will be safe after attacking Cheonjong Sum of the Poison Clan? Does it matter who I am? Or who he is? The Demonic Academy is based only on strength. Now that I have one, I will be in charge of Group 12. Top Clan Cadet 18 Beck GI. Subming then took off his hand. He felt exhausted from stirring the heavy internal energy and swept his sweat. Have you memorized the flow? I remember it clearly. It must have been pretty painful during this first trial. But it is the best method to teach those like you who have no Nigong. Your goal is 7 days. You need to get enough Nigong during that time. Do you understand? Seeing how tired he is, he must have used a lot of Nigong too. I should be able to endure at least this much. I will succeed as much as you care about me. It seems you can say some commendable things. That ends today's training. Do not forget the breathing method and the flow. You have to make sure you know it. I will leave you be now. Take care of yourself. Thank you, teacher. Surely I will be able to build up Nigong in a week. Demonic Academy practice field. Instructors exchanged glances with each other as they saw bruises on many of the students. As expected, those kids have become the leaders of their groups. There are also a lot of kids whose faces are a mess after last night. The reason why the instructors were not at the dorms on the first day was to get the students to fight each other and establish ranks themselves. Group 12 should have the candidate from Poison Clan leading it. But Cadet 18 is the leader. Looking at them, I can see that they had a brutal fight to dare attack a prince possessing a black name tag. He is not only skilled, but also has guts. We should start the cadet training. All right, attention, everyone, attention. For 7 days, starting today, every morning in the auditorium on your right, you will learn the basic tactics and strategies. Then in the afternoon, following lunch, you will train here at the practice field. Do you understand, motto? Let's move on to the auditorium. Group 1, move forward. You stupid bastard. How could you fall in ranks like that? Cheon Mukyum. As expected, the Poison Clan is nothing without poison. Is not it? You are over there going lower than the lower clans. Other heirs looked disgustingly at Chun Jongsum, but he could not raise his head up from embarrassment. That bastard. I think he is Beck GI from a top clan. You bastard, you have insulted me. Have fun playing that stupid leader game by yourself. I will make you regret being in the same group as me. Demonic Academy dorms. Cadet 3. Motto you called instructor. Your performance during the formation training was quite satisfactory. I am flattered. By the way, Cadet 7. He has to stay in the infirmary for 2 weeks. Did you say? 2 weeks? That is what the doctor said. Even if he memorizes the theory, practice will be a problem. I wonder if someone without Nigong like him will be able to catch up. Anyway, I will go to Cadet 7 again today. It is your free time for now. Do your best whether you're training or just reviewing. Motto. Chun Mukyum was angered by what he heard from instructor Impang earlier. The other cadets were silent and afraid of Mukyum. It will only make it harder for us if you poke at that filthy temper. Damn it. How can he be in the infirmary for 2 weeks? If it is what the doctor said, it would not be a lie. Loyal Clan member Cadet 80 Jahyun. Not a lie. It is obvious that the bastard is just pretending to be injured. That damned bastard with his filthy bloodline. Just thinking of him lying there comfortably makes my teeth grind. Prince, please calm down. Rather than getting angry for no reason, how about doing this? Jahyun then began to whisper, and Mukyum listened. His face turned to a smile. Days later. It has been 5 days, and I still do not have any patience. I am dying of boredom. Cheon Yeo Woon, surely that kid would not be my last patient. Zhang Ming was dozing off on his desk when Imping burst in, startling him. What happened? Instructor Impyong, my cadet got hurt while training with real swords. I did not pull out the sword in case it makes things worse, and just brought him here. Darn, first, move him to that bed, please. Finally, a patient arrived. To think that the treatment is almost done. As expected from the student of the best. It is all because you did not pull out the sword. This kid, how is his condition? Fortunately, he did not injure any of his vitals. He is very lucky. It seems you were worried for no reason. But it appears that you do show concern for your students. Until the second test, they are my responsibility. But 2 of them are already in the infirmary. I have stitched it, but it seems like the wound is deep, so he will need to be hospitalized. Hospitalized? Not as long as Cadet 7. Just 3 days should be enough. For now, I will be back after the afternoon training is over. Please take care of Cadet 23. Damn it. I can't believe this happened as soon as they started training with real swords. It is going to be hard to avoid writing apologies. At night, after Zhang Ming left the office, that someone got up from the bed carefully. He glanced around to check if anyone was out there and returned to the doctor's tool cabinet to take out a knife. Should I start by making sure he can't walk? I'm only doing this to survive. Do not blame me. He then placed the knife at Yoan's foot muscle. The 23rd cadet screamed from the powerful electric shock that came through the knife and fell down with all of his hair burnt. Chun Yoan then opened his eyes and murmured as he looked down at the cadet. It is as I expected. In the hospital room in the main building of the Demonic Academy, near midnight, the 23rd cadet woke up after fainting from the electric shock. Did I faint, but why? He then looked down at his body. There was a rope that tied him down to the bed. He could not get out of it no matter how hard he tried. Who did this? The curtain was pulled and someone appeared. It was Chun Yoan. I did. Baldy. Yoan grinned. How did you? What do you mean how? While you were passed out, I just tied you up and put you on the bed. Baldy. Shit. How did I even faint? But before that, is not he supposed to have extreme internal damage? He seems perfectly fine. And what is he saying, Bald? I am bald. The 23rd cadet writhed, trying to scream. I can't feel it. I can't feel the smooth texture of my hair. It can't be no. How am I bald? My hair. Shut up. Chun Yoan struck him down with his fist, making him pass out again. He fainted again. It did not take long for the 23rd cadet to be awake again. Have you calmed down now? He tried to yell again this time, but he realized he had a rag in his mouth that stopped him from making sounds. What are you even trying to say with a gag in your mouth? This jerk. I thought he was just naive when I first saw him at the entrance ceremony. But I can't believe this is what he is actually like. Who exactly is he? You see, how do you think I've survived this long? That an attempt at assassination every once in a while, bastards like you who would try to poison me. How many do you think there were? Yoan then pressed the knife against the 23rd cadet's neck and threatened him. I know you were fooling around with this earlier, but do you know how much it would hurt if you got stabbed? You could even die. Now you can talk. Who made you do this sabotage? Yoan took out the rag out from his mouth. Talk. What are you saying? What? I do not know what you are talking about. If you stab me in this infirmary, do not you think you will get blamed? Do not you know the rules regarding training and duels at the Demonic Academy? Students cannot hurt others outside of those. As expected, you are not going to tell me so easily. Obviously, even if you tortured me, I would not open my mouth and tell you. What does he think he can do? He probably did not expect me to be this tough. All right, so we will just have to see if you open your mouth or not. Yoan then placed the rag back into his mouth and went to the cabinet to take out some long needles. There were not many things where I used to live, but there are so many things here. Those needles, what is he going to do with those? The 23rd cadet felt sweat running down his forehead. Yoan then grabbed his left wrist. Are you scared? Your hands are suddenly clenched. This jerk. How can someone with no martial arts training be this strong? Why is he trying to open my hand? What is he going to do? This is going to hurt a little. He poked the giant needle between the cadet's finger and nail. Stop overreacting. The pain made the 23rd cadet cry. He writhed in pain, and Yoan spoke to him for the last time. You said you would not open your mouth even with torture. So just think of this as revenge. Soon, all the fingers on his left hand had needles stuck underneath the nails. Does it hurt a lot? You fainted twice. Now, shall we do your other hand? He shed his tears in fear. He tried to speak as hard as he could, trying to spit out the rag in the process. Do you finally feel like talking now? You should have done that at the beginning. This guy is crazy. I would have died or gone crazy after enduring that. I should just tell him now. It was Cheon Mujium was not it. How did you know? You're curious as to how I know, yes. That is right. Thanks to the consideration of the great Cheon Mujium. Our instructor comes every day to give me lessons. I know in great detail what group I am in and who else is in the group. I already guessed it, but I wanted to hear from your own mouth. Cadet 23. Hyo Bong. Who? Said this guy was nothing. No, he is a monster. He is hiding his strength and acting like he does not have any. I can't even imagine how he will be once he gets stronger. Well, I got some good information thanks to you, but I need to go sleep, so let us end it here. Really? What happened earlier? I won't tell anyone what happened. Please, take your anger out on me. Yoan grinned and placed his finger on the blood point of the 23rd cadet's head. Jiam Heil. T/N, a technique that neutralizes an enemy by targeting a certain spot of blood in the body. I thought he had known Nigong. This bastard is fooling everyone. The 23rd cadet then began falling asleep. A few hours after the incident in the medical room, Subming visited the medical room as usual. However, he was more excited than his visit a few days ago. I did not expect the kid to learn it so quickly. The day before. How can this be? This kid, in just 5 days, he was able to acquire Nigong. It would normally take at least 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even a month. He surpassed my expectations. This guy's a real one. I was originally planning on helping you acquire Nigong in about 2 weeks, and then teaching you basic techniques and breathing methods. I will have to change my plan. Hello, teacher. Your student, Cheon Yeo Woon. Send a morning greeting to his teacher. Yes, my student. Where did you put it? I have it under my bed. Bring it here. Yes, sir. Black Dragon Ball. Made by the Demonic Academy with medicinal herbs. It is the medicinal ball that is given to the students that pass the first test. If absorbed properly, it allows one to acquire 20 years' worth of Nigong after consumption. However, after it is consumed, the body becomes resistant, so the effect is less effective in a second dose. It still has a nasty smell. If this kid takes this, he should be able to get a maximum of 20 years of Nigong. Then he should be able to take care of himself. But student, who is the kid over there? Ah, Subming pointed at the bed in the middle of the room that was hidden by a curtain. Oh, did you do something to his blood point? He came after me after Beck doctor left. He came after you. I heard that since yesterday, the 5th day since we have entered the academy, training was done with real swords. I think he was stabbed by a real sword on purpose, in order to get close to me. How dare he do such a thing in the infirmary of the academy? Demonic, does not he know that he can be kicked out if he is discovered? It seems he has the guts to not be afraid of it. Or, this could mean that someone ordered him to do this. By your reaction, it seems you already know who. Who is it? The bastard from Loyal Clan who is in the same group as me. Loyal Clan, well, I have never seen any good bastards from that clan. It is a tough family that has a lot of troublemakers. But I guess he can't say anything against them. Damn, it seems like you have a pretty tough life. It is all right. I am used to it. It is because he said it like that it makes it sad. Subming then pressed the blood point of the 23rd cadet again and gave Yoan some advice. If you poke his blood point with less than a year's worth of Nigong, it wears off after only a couple hours. It would take at least 10 years of Nigong to do it properly. Do you understand? Answer, I will keep that in mind. Now, you can consume the Black Dragon Ball. Do I just swallow it? No. Chewing and then swallowing makes the absorption of the medicine more effective. If Subming did not give him such advice, Yoan would have only acquired half of the energy. He was lucky to have Subming. This putrid smell, I already know it is going to be bitter. It is so bitter and it smells so bad. The bitter taste is just paralyzing my tongue and making me want to throw up. If you have swallowed it, start using your breathing techniques. Yes, sir. Now, this teacher of yours will help you absorb the medicine well. Let us start. Yes. Please take care of me. Teacher. A substance that aids in energy activity has been introduced to your body. It is reproducing and reacting to the energy that flows within your body. Will you accept this absorption by promoting a quicker cycle? I do not know what you're saying, but I guess you want to help the absorption. I will accept. Stimulating the metabolism of the body. How can this be? Subming was beyond shocked. This kid, was he born with the body of a war god? It is almost like it is absorbing all of the medicine and amplifying it. He should only be absorbing up to 80% of it. I was nervous about this for no reason. Subming began to focus so that none of it would go to waste. 2 hours passed by. Yoan succeeded in absorbing entire energy from the Black Dragon Ball. How is it? The feeling of Nigong. You did well. I am pretty sweaty this time too. You were able to acquire 1.5 times the amount of Nigong. What? 30 years? That is just a rough estimate. The other students will be absorbing the medicine on their own, so they might not even be able to absorb half of it. It is all because of you. Teacher, this would not have been possible without your help. You are just very lucky. Then my luck must be you, Nano. Thank you. I am programmed to help you, Master. It is already this late. I will have to head back. Teacher, what is it? Teacher, starting tomorrow, can you teach me your blade skill formation? Of course. That is what Subming had planned from the beginning, but he was glad to hear it from Yoan himself. You won't have a lot of time on your hands, so Just be ready. Yes, teacher. At the training ground for morning training. It is a very nice morning. It seems like you're in a good mood. This is all thanks to you, Jahyun. Thank you, Prince. By now, that bastard. He must be struggling a lot since his limbs are broken. I've been wanting for him to get on the floor and crawl like a bug. It even makes my skin itch. Where did all your hair disappear to overnight? Damn it. I can't even yell at him because of the guy next to me. Shit. Sorry, I laughed too much. I'm tearing up, I'll cover you. It is too late. There has to be something that happened overnight. Whatever. Let's not pay attention to it. They said the Motto House's personal doctor should only focus on treatment, not questioning. 2 days later, Motto House Group 8 quarters. It is interesting. Should not he have been expelled from the group? I was going to cut the 7th's tendons, but maybe due to his wounds being excessive. The doctor stood by him overnight, treating Cheon Yeo wound without ever leaving. What? Does the doctor not even sleep? Are you saying that even this is an excuse? Prince, I moved at night, just as you had ordered, but the doctor woke up as well. How bright can a damn doctor's ear be? Piece of shit, you can't do one simple thing. One moment, Prince. What, why? Do you perhaps know the name of the doctor in the clinic? Baek Jong Myong is what I heard. Baek Jong Myong. What? Is it a name you know? He is probably the disciple of Dr. Baek Jong-woo Nim. Of Baek Jong-woo Nim. Is not he the one who was part of the Poison Clan, but worked on medicine rather than poison, and then became the Lord's personal doctor? I heard that even though he is a doctor, he is ranked in the top 30 in the demonic cult. It is not certain, but if our doctor is that person's disciple, his martial arts may be exceptional. Damn it, then sending this bastard was a waste of effort. Damn bastard, do not even dream of receiving support for your clan. What did he say? Hey, you're Hyo Bong, right? Won't you do something for me if I fail? Do not worry. Surely, you know I'm heir of the Spring Clan, right? And if for some reason you do get expelled, I promise that I will definitely support your small clan. If you had kept your promise, I would have told you the truth. Sure, keep hitting me like that. Let us see if you can still do this when that guy arrives. But you, why are you wearing that bandana? You're doing all sorts of things. Did you think I would forgive you if you pretended to repent after shaving your head? Shit, we thought everything was fine for a bit. The quarters are becoming noisy again. I feel like shit. Let us go, Jahyun. Yes, Prince. Damn it. Cheon Mujeum, Cheon Yeowon. You can all go and die, fucktards. Meanwhile, can Dr. Beck use martial arts too? Martial arts? Not at all. I'll only learn medicine. 7 days later, 6 a.m. Motto House Clinic. Yeowon had learned the basic steps and formations. He quickly stepped through and flawlessly performed the movements. As I thought, this guy is a genius. I only showed the butterfly shadow step a few times and fix his posture these past few days. But his movements are stable and natural. If he continuously trains, he will have no problem with operating formation. Next is movement. Thanks to nano scanning teacher's posture, I can reenact it perfectly. But that will make me suspicious. So just a bit slower. Yeowon actually had perfectly acquired the forms as nano-scanned. The grafting martial technique has 24 movements. 3 basic movements create 1 formation, making up to 8 formations. It took too much time to teach him the basics, so I could not teach him the connections. If I had 1 or 2 months more with him, he would have been able to learn everything completely. 1 week is too short. That is it. You memorized it well. You are flattering me. Here, it is the formation of the butterfly dance and Nigong operation technique. This teacher wants to teach it to you himself, but since today is the last day, if it is your brain and understanding, you will be able to master the basics easily. I will check when we meet again later, so do not laze around and memorize it properly. Thank you. I won't fail you. You should not. This is my wild dance blade. Try wielding it. Light, right? It does not seem as heavy as I thought. Normal swords weigh around 2-3 guns, but our clan's priceless sword, Wild Dance Blade, only weighs around 1.5 gun. Is it because of the butterfly dance? You really are smart. The sword is really sharp. If Dr. Beck sees this, he will get annoyed. Even if the swordsman has a narrow range and is light, this is made with cold iron. The sharpness and durability does indeed give this sword its title. Step back. I will show you what you wanted to see so much. Watch closely. This is your teacher's butterfly technique. Nano, get ready to scan. Scan initiated by user's command. The sky began to brighten up, and the heavy fog came down on the training ground. One person was sprinting across the ground with their running skill. It was Subming the Crazy Blade. He had jumped out from the medical room from the main building and was escaping the premise. His martial arts skill was so high that the staff or guards could not sense him if he tried to hide. However, there were ones who were watching them from the roof. Finally, that rat. No, the right guardian is leaving. You did well pretending not to know. How can I go against your orders? I am happy that I do not need to watch him coming in and out of his mouse hole. We should reassign guards to the second floor hall, since they would have had plenty of rest. The second floor was also loosely guarded because of this. It was done on purpose so that Subming could freely enter and train Yoan. I will be leaving now, but what is your reason of concern for the seventh prince? Because that is fair. Marakim stopped and answered shortly. Are you saying that he has a chance because he is of royal blood then? Do not question the sky. Marakim then disappeared from the roof. As expected of the Wind King, you never know where he goes in a moment. If he decided to run away, then it would be impossible to catch him. Anyways, will 10 days really make everything fair? As the morning session started, Yoan was still in bed. Baek Jongming looked at him weirdly. He was always up when I came for work, but he is still sleeping today. What is up? It is the last time he can rest peacefully this. Like once he is released, he will go through a lot. Sleep a little more. Change to user's muscle development for butterfly techniques starting expression simulation. 80% completion to data goal. Change to veins. 75% completion. 1 hour left till 100% completion. 1 hour later, Baek Jongming was nodding off on his desk, but he got up and came running. What happened? Yoan then woke up from his anesthesia, but he immediately vomited on the ground. Why is he suddenly vomiting and shivering so much? Are you okay? Are you feeling unwell somewhere? That is right. Just let all out first. Lie down since it seems like it's calmed down a bit. What is this? How can someone who has been lying down the whole time have a pulse like this? His pulse is running as if the body was completely overworked. Your body's response to the body evolution has been stabilized. What is this? He is suddenly so stable. I have never heard of something like this from my teacher. Whatever. Let's just leave him to sleep. It is nearly lunch soon, so I will just eat. Yoan opened his eyes. He got up with excitement and clenched his fist. The strength that goes into my hands is completely different to how much went in 6 hours ago. I think I know just how many teachers he went through to train himself. If he somehow learns that I earned this body in just 6 hours, he will be frightened, right? Cheon Yoan started to remember the earlier training. Amazing. To create this pressure with just formation and no Nigong. Nano, did you scan? Yes. All scanning has been completed. Did you watch properly, student? Yes, I did. It is a shame. I should have taught you formations properly, but today's the end. However, if it is you, you will be able to master the butterfly dance just by watching your teacher. Thank you for many of your teachings. Teacher, har keep at it. Yes, teacher. Once you return to the motto house, it will be very difficult. Do not you lose, student. There is at least one person that cares for me here. Then, I should live up to his expectations. Nano, have you finished analyzing the scan move? Yes, it has been completed. According to the analysis, to acquire the body needed to use this move. Your muscles and veins need to go through significant change. Time estimating 6 hours. What 6 hours? Why so long? His body moved quickly and his hands slashed through the air. It was so quick that he was as fast as Subming himself. Great. I only used the first formation and it is the same as teachers. Now, second formation. I can feel someone walking in the hallway. Hold on. Was I always this sensitive, somehow? Did my senses become sharper as I changed my body? Great. All preparations are complete. When did you wake up? But what is complete, that is? I am ready to be discharged. The presence I felt in the hallway was Dr. Beck. I do not even have any other patients. What am I going to do when you leave? There will be more soon. Yeah, do you think so? No? It is better for there to be no patients. Thank you. I imposed on you for a while. That is all right. You will be going through a lot, but I will be praying for you. Now I do not even have anything to do. Should I just sleep? if the doctor did not pretend to not know that the right guardian taught me martial arts. It would have been uncomfortable the whole time I was in the clinic. I will never forget your consideration for me. The patients that you so want, I will send them to you for sure. Why do I get goosebumps? Motto House Grand Armament, afternoon group training. It is him, the other clan heir in our group. Has it been 2 weeks? You are finally here. Peasant Blood, the group leader, Chun Mukium, cracked an evil smile. Chun Yoan found instructor Impung and walked up to him. You are here. Is your body fine now? Yes, leader. I am completely cured. That is fortunate. I did explain it to you in theory, but you remember your position, right? I do. Good, then go that way with these. Did you come only now because you were scared? But Yoan ignored him and simply ran past him. This bastard ignored me. Mukium became dumbfounded. Do not be so excited already, Chion Mujium. I will show you properly in a while. We will start the practical training using real swords. Pay proper attention and keep your distancing correctly. If the same accident as before happens, I will expel you from the academy with the authority of a leader. Understood. Motto, the training began. Impung, however, was only focused on one person. Even though Cheon Mujium's personality is haughty and atrocious, he controls his teammates well as a clan heir should. The problem is Cheon Yeowon. I did place him in the position with the least movement on purpose. Please do not make a mistake. He is doing better than I thought. Is he keeping up with what the other teammates are doing? Is he quick-witted? Line your shields up properly, and keep your posture in lineups. Good. You are doing well. Do not move till my command. 15 minutes later. I told you not to move. Who made a sound? Class, can't you do it properly? Do you think you will be able to beat the other groups in the second test like this? Pay attention. The guys who have been training till now are like this. How? Can Cheon Yeo Woon be completely fine? He is not budging at all. Is he really the guy who was lying down in the clinic the whole time? That guy? I need to reassess him. Change formation. Surround the enemy in a semicircle. Move forward by half a step. Take big steps. Good. Very good. Damn. Cheon Yeo Woon. That son of a bitch. Why is not he making a mistake? Peasant blood son of a bitch. Do you think I will just watch you being successful? Mukium sent a telepathic message to Jahyun. Jahyun, if you hear me, nod. Jahyun became surprised, but he kept his cool and nodded slightly. Sending messages required at least 30 years of internal energy or more. Do as I say for the third lineup. Yes, I understand. Change lineup. Quickly stack the shields to 3 levels. It is not hard. Is it because Nano imported the simulation video? It is so useful. If the shields have been stacked, then stick your swords out through the holes. Even if you're being careful, keep your speed. I can see you're behind completely. Peasant blood should crawl on the ground. Jahyun smiled and raised his leg. What, this shithead? Did he notice? I was just going to use a little bit of Nigong since he does not even know martial arts. But I will just use my alt key. Yoan's, but was covered with a barrier, throwing Jahyun toward the back. Jahyun rolled on the ground and slumped down. He could not understand what just happened. Rebound. It was internal energy from his, but I catapulted off. That bastard's Nigong is much stronger than mine. You again. Impung came up to him and frowned angrily. He was shocked and tried to get up. However, pain shot up from his foot and he could not stand. It was the aftermath of being thrown off from the internal energy reaction. I still feel pain in my ankle. He saw Chun Yoan smirking behind Imping. A peasant. Dares to laugh at me. You are grinding your teeth. You can't come to your senses. Can you, bastard? Leader, it is not that, his butt. What butt? This kid's completely gone. You were the one who stabbed number 23 in the back last time too, right? You won't be having any free time for the next 4 days. Till bedtime, you will be receiving hell's training with your leader, but, leader, this shithead is still making excuses. Motto, serves him right. He was acting all high and mighty with Cheon Mugun backing him. He brought it on himself. You won't be having any free time for the next 4 days. Till bedtime, you will be receiving hell's training with your leader, but, leader, this shithead is still making excuses. Motto, Cheon Yeo Woon's Nigong is stronger than I thought. Even if the right guardian taught him, it is still weird. That baldy should have around 30 years of training worth of Nigong since he took the medicine ball. So Cheon Yeo Woon's exceeds that. There is no way that Siab Meng drunkard taught him properly. Never. Does he have a physique that can naturally absorb the complete effect of the medicine ball? As expected, it can't be explained any other way. Even if he is a half-blood, a tiger's child is a tiger. The standoff between two heirs in the same group. This is about to get interesting. Grand Armament Great Hall. Begin eating motto. Is this chicken marinated in soy sauce? Tasty. It really was torture to only have been able to eat white porridge for 14 days. Anyhow, is that bastard Cheon Mujium going to glare at me during the whole mealtime? It will just be better to enjoy the food for now. I do not know why you hate me so much, but I cannot forgive the 6 clans' actions either. You would not know what it feels like to watch your mother's death without being able to do anything. Look forward to it. I will trample over all of you from now on. Since mealtime is over, Friday's schedules will now be wrapped up. Everyone except for number 80 disband. Disband come. Group 8's quarters was room 8 on the first floor, right? It is easy to remember since it corresponds. Where are you trying to go without my permission? Really, this bastard. He does not disappoint my expectations. Always having leftovers with him. Does he want to act like a master wherever he goes? It is the Spring Clan's heir. Who is the guy in front of him? Do not you know? That is the 7th heir from all the rumors. This should be fun. Cheon Mujium and Cheon Yeowon. Sound Clan Cheon, 1 Ryu. Many have gathered. Shall we start? Peasant blood. It was easy going, was not it, just lying on a bed in the clinic? Why, are you annoyed, this peasant blood? Are you insulting the Lord, what? Is not calling me peasant blood. Insulting the Lord. What does? Is your status so high that you can insult the Lord who is like a god to us? When did I ever? I was able to completely disdain and crush him in front of everyone. But I am the one receiving that treatment. Spring Clan bastards really are stupid. Why is he getting so worked up over a lowly thing? Dull bastard. Sword Clan Cheon Kyungwon. Piece of shit. That arrogant mouth. I will crush. Yeowon's fist struck Mukium's face before he could even finish, and blood gushed out from Mukium's nose. What are you trying to say? This peasant shit dares to. Mukium then tried to unleash the Loyal Clan's martial arts, starting with the Loyal Demon fist formation. But Chun Yeowon began running. Are you running away? Weightlessness. How can that? Peasant bastard. What are you doing? Get that shithead, yes. He dares to punch me first and run away. If I just let you be, I won't be considered human. The 6 students who followed Yeowon were shocked. They knew Yeowon did not have any internal energy, but they still could not catch up to him. Why is he so fast? Something's weird. It is like he is running at the speed just enough for us to not be able to catch up to him. Is he? Why are you hesitating, you slow bitches? I will go by myself. Move, ah prince. Cheon Yeowon. I will catch you and crush your face, and then destroy all the bones in your body. Yeowon glanced back and stopped. You fucktard. Are you done running? Mukium clenched his fist and walked up. Yeowon answered with a smirk, running. Huh. I brought you here. There is no reason for me to show the others yet. And with that, Yeowon's body bounced like a spring, and he struck Mukium down with his palm. It was almost an ambush, but Mukium was ready with his internal energy all over his body. Thus, Mukium brought up his 2 fists and blocked Yeowon's palm. Mukium was pushed back 2 steps, but his eyes shook with shock. I defended the attack using 7-star defensive skill, but I was still pushed back. This bastard, his defensive skill are strong. How do you know martial arts? Now that I think about it, his weightless movement was quite fast. He had absolutely no Nigong in the first test. What happened? Good. He is becoming flustered, as I expected, and continuing with this momentum. Prince, one of the boys out of the 6 students, shouted as they got down. Chun Yeowon then unleashed the second formation of the butterfly blade dance. A quick attack of the blade was completed through the powerful spinning move originally made to defend, but it also proved to be effective when in close range as an attack. He avoided it. Yeowon became surprised as he thought that this was going to be the final blow. Mukium then jumped out and attacked Yeowon's chest. It was the 3rd formation of the Loyal Demon Fist. He had taken a strike from the counterattack, but he dodged the 2nd attack by pulling his upper body back. However, that was not the end. Mukium then jabbed Yeowon's right shoulder with his elbow. Yoan quickly brought his wrist up to defend, but the attack from the elbow had more power. Yoan was pushed back about 4 steps. I am still unable to match his Nigong. This bastard, his Nigong must have already been higher than other students even before he was admitted as a student. His Nigong must be even higher since he even took the magic pill. But I can still stand my ground. I need to attack him without giving him any time to counterattack. An after image. How can that bastard use that type of martial arts? Yoan then unleashed agile blade attacks, and his hand chop left a trace that looked like a butterfly flying through in the air as it attacked Mukiem's right shoulder. Mukiem spoke in astonishment and dodged Yoan's attack while getting closer. His fist skills were powerful, but he also focused on being flexible, which allowed him to move flexibly, and Mukiem kicked Yoan's left side. Yoan was thrown to the right from the kick. He had learned about basic martial arts, but he had not learned a landing skill yet. So, he had to roll on the ground before crudely getting up. He is good with sub-expressions, but he has no idea how to respond to the enemy's attacks. I was only thinking about his punches and did not see that kick coming. I was pretty surprised that you used some skills that did not suit you. But I could tell you are just improvising. It is exactly as expected. You are just trying to imitate others without knowing your own limit. Did he realize that I only learnt this technique with 2 formations, and that I also do not have enough actual experience? I underestimated Cheon Mujiam. Who knew experience would make such a big difference? I do not know how you learn martial arts, but I will ask all those questions later. Mukiem then charged in toward Yoan. What do I do? What formation do I need to use? Danger from an external force has been sensed. Increasing eye functions in response to danger. Operating defense mode through battle tutorial. Mukiem's fists attacked, and Chun Yoan tapped to move to the side and punch Mukiem's chin. Mukiem had not expected an attack, so his head was turned to the side. The fist did not have any internal energy, but the attack on the chin made him feel dizzy and made him lose his balance. This bastard, this is not a technique. He would have passed out if the fist had internal energy. Mukiem then used his running skill to distance himself. What? Is this the optional built in self-defense martial arts? Boxing has been used for this tutorial. This indicates independent teaching. We have created results through analysis of the opponent's movements for every 0.01 seconds. I do not know what all that means, but you're saying that this is boxing, yes? Is it possible to use the butterfly dance instead of boxing? Analysis has already been completed, so it is possible. Will you accept? I accept. Did you learn fist techniques, dirty bastard? It seems you have got a card up your sleeve, but that won't work anymore. Changing defense mode from boxing to butterfly dance. Target I can see where he will attack. This bastard, he avoided all of my hits. Yoan then attacked back with a powerful blade attack. Mukiem quickly turned to defend, but he could only defend 2 attacks. Mukiem then felt his legs losing energy from the damage. He then came up with the memory. Jiam, if you do your best, if you do well, then the Lord. No, your father will abandon that dirty bitch and come back to me. You need to win everything. All right. Yes, mother. It is because you cannot do it properly. It is all because you are bad at everything. If only that dirty bitch had not appeared. It is not my fault. It is all because you could not do anything properly. It is all because you were a mistake. The last memory he had of his mother was Lady Ja choking his own son while sobbing madly. Why did that damn memory have to come up now? As that memory came back to him, he learned to hate only one person. Mukiem gritted his teeth with hatred and threw his fist at Yoan's face. I would never lose to a peasant bastard like you. Yoan easily dodged the attack by tilting his head, and although he tried to strike Mukiem's forehead, he changed his mind and grabbed his opponent's wrist to pin him down. Mukiem felt severe pain from the back of his head, and his head became red with veins popping out from his neck to his forehead. Because of a peasant bastard like you, Mukiem shouted angrily, but Yoan looked down coldly at him and said, You brought all of this on yourself. No way. He really beat the Cheonmu Gun who we would not even be able to take down together. Did not they say he had absolutely no Nigong just 10 days ago? What should we do? Are you guys going to try me too? Then take him away. Are you all right? Prince, we will assist you. If I had more authority in addition strength. Would they all obey me like that? Let go. I will walk by myself, but Prince. You shithead. Why did not you finish me off properly? If the second test was not a group task, I would have cracked your head open. Stupid excuses. Peasant blood. I will really do it if you keep trying to come at me like that. Then do it, you bitch. You can't even get up by yourself, and you are spouting nonsense like that. I am leaving. Keep blabbering like that. You bastard, stop right there. That shithead really. That was dangerous. If it was not for Nano, I would have lost. I did learn martial arts faster than anyone, but I can't just disregard experience. I won't be able to become like teacher just because I have completely mastered the formation of the butterfly dance. If I want to reach a higher status, I need Nigong and experience. But the 6th clan won't leave me alone while I am building on it. First, I need to learn exactly how to use what I can right now. Nano. Yes, master. How much of your functions have I used so far? Checking users' records. You have currently used 3% of all of an Nano Machine's functions. 3%. What is that? You have used 3 per 100. I have only used that much. You have not exceeded 3 per 10 of an Nano Machine's functions according to the records that have been saved in the internal memory. Then, that must mean there are more functions that I could make use of. Nano, tell me in detail about all the functions that you can perform. The 7th generation Nano Machine's function manual will be transferred to your brain. Do you accept? I accept. An additional language, English, will be transferred to assist your understanding of the manual. Do you accept? It is the weird language you sometimes talk in, is not it? Yes. I will accept. We are transferring the 7th generation Nano Machine's manual as well as the language English to your brain. Nano then began transferring the information into Yoan's brain. The information transfer is complete. It is a lot more information than normal, but I'm only a little dizzy. I do not feel like vomiting at all. Good. Function search. What? These are all things that I can do. Repetitive battle in augmented reality. If it is this, I could build up all the experience that I need. Motion analysis must be completed to create this simulation. Can I have one with Chio Museum, then? There is not enough information, but a simulation avatar can be created based on the fight from earlier. It is a shame that there is not enough information. Well, let's try it out right now. This should be fine, right? It seems like no one's here either. Activating simulation avatar in user's vision. This is an avatar in augmented reality, and only I can see him. The simulation settings are being changed before the avatar is formed. Please set the avatar's impact percentage on the user. Impact percentage. This is the amount of impact you will receive from the avatar's attacks. If you want it to be the same as normal, then set as 100%. If you want it to be less, then please set it lower. How much would it hurt anyway? All right. I will set it to 100%. The simulation will be started with 100% impact. Hey, peasant blood have come at me. Why is this stupidity a part of the simulation too? Hey, are you scared? This is great. I was not able to his head open earlier because of the second test, but it won't matter here since this is just an avatar. If you do not come, I will come to you. The avatar lunged forward to attack first. This really is exactly the same. Yoan thought of how he dodged a do with Nano's tutorial and sidestepped it to follow up with a butterfly blade dance attack. And at that instant, Chun Mukium's avatar shouted and twisted his body weirdly to dodge it. Then he kicked Yoan's stomach. Do you think that kind of sloppy attack will work? Why can I feel pain? Nano Machine has given you the same amount of pain that you felt earlier using the information that was collected earlier. Would you like to change the impact percentage? It is fine. We will continue like this. Peasant bastard, come at me. Yoan then charged at the avatar with his blade skill. Late at night, Yoan finished training with the augmented reality simulation. Nano, what time is it? It is currently between 9 of the clock and 11 of the clock at night. Shit. I fought that avatar 15 times, but only won the last round. The first fight ended in just 5 formations. I was not even able to defend myself properly and just use my body. An avatar of this level. If I fought with Cheon Mu Jian properly, I would not come anywhere near his head and would just completely lose on the spot. Your skills will increase according to your experience. As you keep training, your movements and the frequency of you using formations of the butterfly dance are increasing. So what? I lost to a guy using the same 3 formations and the same few basic movements over and over again. Just you wait. In 7 days, Cheon Mu Jiam's avatar, will be nothing to me. Motto house, student quarters. Which one is my bed? I just beat a clan heir, but they are making way for me. Yoan glanced around to find his bed, and someone came running to him. Prince, your bed is this way, really? What? Why is he being like that? Your attitude is different from before. Is there something you want from me? I have already been abandoned by Cheon Mu Jiam, so there is nothing more to lose. I am probably going to die anyway. So why not make it a gamble? I, Cadet 23 Hyo Bong, wish to serve Prince Cheon Yeo Woon as my master. That guy. What did he just say? Loyalty. An oath. To the seventh prince who does not have any power. You will serve me as your master. I still completely regret and am reflecting upon my bad manners from last time. Please take me in as your servant and allow me to serve you as much as my lowly self can. A servant for me. Someone who always had trouble with trusting in others. Please, please, Yoan then began thinking. For there to be someone who wants to become my servant without even being forced to become my guard by the designation of the Lord. Hu Bong looked up at Yoan, and he grinned and nodded. Hu Bong then bowed with his head down on the ground in excitement. Thank you. I will do my absolute best. I left this place for a little while, and something this stupid is happening. You insect. Who are you showing your loyalty to? Cheon Mu Jiam and Jahyun. They are scary, but I must not show my fear. Who are you to call someone else's servant an insect? What? You're the insect for kissing up to someone's ass. What did you say? Why are you stuttering? What are you scared you? Jahyun then jumped to attack at Yoan. However, Yoan twisted his top torso to dodge and struck the back of Jahyun's neck. Jahyun's eyes rolled back, and he passed out. He is nothing compared to that avatar. Yoan mumbled, and Hu Bong looked at him with shock and admiration. As I thought, I made the right choice. Do you want to have another go? Enjoy it while you can. Nothing's changed just because you have got a servant. Did Cheon Mu Jiam just avoid him? No way. That vicious Cheon Mu Jiam really walked away from this. Even so, this does not mean that the Spring Clan's authority is any less, but still, maybe he will bring change anew to the Demonic Academy. A week later, the day of the group type second test Motto House Grand Armament. I have taught you everything that is needed. Now you are responsible for how you perform. Understood, Motto. Now before we start, we shall cast lots. As explained earlier, groups 1 to 4, 5 to 8, and 9 to 12. The 4 groups will cast lots between them to see who they will fight against. First, group leaders from groups 1 to 4 come forward. The group leaders for 2 and 3 have changed. So it is like that there too. It is still Dark Clan's Cheon Mu Yun for group 1. It was Cadet 72 for group 4 before as well. Right, probably. 2 people, is it? Soon, the battle was decided between the 4 groups. First versus third. Second versus fourth. Hooray for our group leader. Next, the leaders for groups 5 to 8 can come forward. What? 2 people changed this time to, wait, group 8. Is that for real? Hamming looked intrigued. He thought the leader of the 8th group would not have changed since it was Prince Chun Mikium, but it had changed to an unexpected individual. I warned him so many times, Cheon Mu Jiam, that idiot. After the end of training last afternoon, they're still doing group training, those idiots. Do not they know that all their strategies are being showcased? How pitiful. There's nothing more to watch, so I'll go do some martial arts training. And when Mikium was going to train his martial arts in a remote area, someone called him. It was Chun Won Ryu from the Lust clan. Cheon Mu Jiam. What? It is you. Mikium tried to walk past her, but Won Ryu quickly hustled over, blocking his way. What are you doing? You're just going to ignore me even though I called you. What do you want to say? I called you after so much thought, but you're going to treat me like that. Did not you say the Spring Clan guys were idiots? Do not talk to me. You are so annoying. Spring Clan bastards are narrow-minded too. Fine, I will say it quickly, so listen well. She pulled up her sleeves to show the linen wrapped around her arm. Mikium asked, did you hurt yourself? This is from yesterday. Yesterday, when I was training by myself last night. Someone ambushed me. You were ambushed. Which courageous bastard would do that? That. I could not tell who it was because they were wearing a mask. Whether they were wearing a mask or not. Were not you attacked because you were being careless. Do not make light of my words. I was never careless around that masked bastard. So you're telling me to be careful since you received an injury. You should know that there's a big chance they will go for you next. Since we are in the same competition group. What? You remember how they said we would be split into groups of 4 and then cast lots between teams in the same group to decide our opposing team, right? What does that have to do with this? Why do you think they split up the teams into 4 when they could just make all of us fight against each other? I do not understand what you are trying to say. How frustrating. Think about it. Since they told us which team will be with which other teams in a group, the teams know exactly who they will be going up against. So, you are saying they announced that in advance on purpose, to have the team leaders targeted, so you are not an idiot. That is right. If the team leader is not there, it would make it difficult for the team to maintain their formation. Anyways, I'm just telling you to watch out since tomorrow's the test, no? So, do not go off to train by yourself. I do not want to hear any embarrassing news that a clan heir was kicked out without even being able to pass the second test. The weakest out of all of us is warning me. She is overstepping her boundaries, but it is still not something I should just overlook. Making me feel like crap, should I at least take Jahyun along? Near midnight, Chun Yoan finished his simulation training. It has become late in the evening, Master. Nano, what is the percentage of matches that I have won against Cheon Mu-jiam's avatar? It is around 60%. Shit, I have still got a lot to go. I said that I would be able to beat it easily within a week, but I have only beaten him 60% of the time. Your practical ability and the proficiency of your formations have become a lot higher after 106 training sessions. It is estimated that you will be able to achieve your wish in the next few days. Are you consoling me? It is an estimation from the analysis. How stiff. I should start making my way back to the quarters. When he was going down to head back, he heard the sounds of a fight breaking out. The sound of fighting. After hearing the short scream, he ran toward the source. Who is it? I can't see properly because it is dark. It seems like there is someone on the ground too. Nano, night vision mode. Night vision mode is being activated on a user's eyes. Cheon Mu-jiam, was he attacked by that guy wearing the mask? Chun Mu-jiam was fighting a masked man, but the man looked very powerful. He was pressing onto Mu-jiam with a powerful attack. To be able to pressure Cheon Mu-jiam like that, the masked guy's movements are not to be taken lightly. Just who is it? Mu-jiam's right leg was injured, but he was holding off quite well. However, it was just a matter of time. As expected, Mu-jiam tried to take several steps back, but he fell down after losing energy in his leg. The man then charged to stab Mu-jiam. Shit, I did not want to help Cheon Jiam Mu, but I can't let the team leader get hurt the day before a test. The man then stopped and swung the sword at Yoan. However, Yoan could see everything clearly, so he got down to avoid the sword and struck the masked man's stomach with his blade skill. After he touched the stomach, the masked man quickly retreated to put some distance between them. Yoan became surprised. He increased our separation just before my attack hit him. He is an expert who I can't judge the skill level of. The man narrowed his eyes as he glared at Chun Yoan and turned away to flee. I should give up on chasing him. Shit. Hey, you good. How could I let myself receive help from the likes of you? Fuck. Then should I leave you here? Yoan shook away his thoughts and helped Chun Mu-jiam and the other student quickly return to the dorm. Students of the 8th group fell silent with serious expressions as they saw their leader and another member with critical wounds. What happened? Are you all right, Prince? Hey, Jahyun, come to your senses. I will explain later, so let us treat them first. Master, are you hurt anywhere? No? I am fine, so do not worry. Nano, will he be okay? Scanning the patient's injury. Injury assumed to be a sword wound found. A stab wound of length 4 centimeters and depth 2 millimeters. There should be no major problems if the injury is stitched after disinfection. This guy's injury is nothing then. Prince Cheon Mu-jiam, your blood. That bastard. I cannot pay attention to him because of Jahyun, but he is this pale and has shed so much blood. Hyo Bong, call the leader quickly, yes. How? Is he? Leader, we were able to treat him like this with what we currently had, but is there a problem, this guy? He won't be able to walk normally for a while. Shit. Then what happens to us? The student's expressions turned grim. Mu-jiam was taken out by instructor for further treatment. Sleep for a little bit. I will take him to the infirmary. Hold on. There is one more injured here. Master, I will carry this guy. No, I will go myself. Leader, Cadet 80 has hurt his head too, even if it is not as bad as Cadet 4. The instructor, however, seemed to be expecting Yoan. I know. I thought someone would bring him somehow. You left him so that someone would follow you, so you are not dumb. What is the reason? Reason, it is not much. Only your team had the atmosphere that this setback would make you fail the test. Well, it was a surprise to see that this one was hurt. That was all I wanted to say. Give him to me. You should go back now. You already know that you can't walk around at night, right? I understand. You need to learn to use your gums if you do not have teeth. Wait, what did he say? Only does that mean something like this happened to other teams as well? Thought this was simply a loophole in the method of testing. But that was not it. There is definitely a hidden agenda behind the second test. Aiming for the team leader means that they were trying to make the process of beating that team in the test tomorrow easier. I got it. The reason that they split us into groups, which we knew we would be battling within beforehand. They made it so that this kind of situation would definitely happen. This is the heavenly demon god sect, so they want us to act like demons without being held back by useless things like rules. Shit, is this all that Team 8 is capable of? It is over. We're done for. Till when will you all be acting pitiful, just because your team leader got injured? Who are you saying is pitiful? Then are you saying that just sitting there and complaining like that, without even thinking of electing a new leader and coming up with a plan, is not pitiful? Who can fill in for the leader? Only Prince Cheon Mu received leadership training and took command. You guys, why do you think like that? We have our master here, Prince Cheon Yeowon. The students were flabbergasted. They thought they did not have a leader at first, but they realized that maybe Yeowon could take the place. Silence fell, and one of the students raised his hand. Cadet 38 agrees to this decision. I also agree, I guess, since he did not back down from a fight with Cheon Mu. I agree too, agreed. What do we do? There is nothing we can do since Prince Cheon Mu is not here. Just agree for now. Passing the second test is more important at this stage. Good. So everyone agrees with me becoming the team leader. There's something that I thought of when we were receiving training for formations. At midnight, when everyone was asleep, someone left the 8th group's dorm and walked somewhere silently. Nano night vision mode. Activating night vision in the user's field of vision. It was Chun Yeowon. Chun Yeowon then stopped at the entrance of one room. It was the 7th group room. How many times have I been coming to Team 7's quarters just tonight? Nano, is there anyone still awake this time? All 20 people inside room 7 are in deep sleep. They are finally all sleeping. Nano, is the person who attacked Cheon Mu here? Scanning 20 people and comparing body stature with the masked attacker. Not matched, now scanning. There is no match. Really, well, it does not matter. Yeowon then began walking over to the bed and began pressing every student's blood point. Is this guy Team 7's leader? The leader's eyes flashed open. What are you? Chun Yeowon was shocked, but he was able to quickly put him down. His blood point was pressed on before he could react. Did he wake up due to my presence? He is quite perceptive, as expected of the team leader, though there is no way that he will recognize someone wearing a mask while also in the dark. He will have trouble walking around properly for a while, since I used a needle to poke his muscles and meridians. It was not your fault, but do not resent me. Now, shall I move over to the next room, since I am done with Team 7? The leader of Team 5 is Cheon Won Ryo. The person I saw was not a girl. And more than anything, Cheon Won Ryo cannot beat Cheon Mu in martial arts. That means the person who attacked Cheon Mu is in Team 6. All 16 people in Team SIX's quarters are in deep sleep. 16 people. There are a total of 20 people in Team 6. Even if we consider the 3 female cadets, there is one person missing. Nano, where's the one that matches the masked person? There is no match. Then the person who is not here is most likely the one. If he was on the first floor of the building, then he would have already found me out when I was moving around earlier. What should I do? No. What am I thinking? There is no rule that I should only aim for the team leader, because it is an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. And this was what happened until Chun Yeowon was up on stage for the lottery. Lee Hamung was truly astonished. If he is the leader of Team 8, that means that the Spring Clan kid got hurt by someone. They have perfectly understood the underlying meaning of the test. As I thought, the participants this time are not disappointing. Now, have you all drawn motto? Since you all would have prepared fairly for the test till now, I hope you will show good victories. Fairly. All the leaders seem to feel uncomfortable. That guy. His eyes are weirdly familiar. Nano scan. Scanning body stature. He is a 100% match, including his height and body shape. Mosh, I finally found you. Second test, round 1, team 1 versus team 3. The team that suppresses the opposing team wins. And then the test began. Both groups charged toward each other. Team 1 leader, Demon Clan Cheon Mu-yun. 3 starting from the right. A diagonal formation here. The right flank of the formation sped up, and the form changed. Hamung was astonished. The first group charged diagonally, and the third group could not even react to them, as it was too fast. When they collided, the left side of the third group was pushed back, and soon enough, the last row at the far right began falling too. Come to your senses, get up. The new third group leader shouted, but they could not get up. At that time, first group leader Chun Yin thrust his sword into the third group leader's shoulder. It is your loss. Surrender. I lose. It is not like the opponent was that weak, either. That was pretty boring. I congratulate Team 1's victory. This is to announce that Team 1 along with their leader have passed the second test. Okay. Next competing teams come forward. It is finally our turn. Their enthusiasm has dropped. This won't do, will it? I know you are anxious because the team leader has changed. Nervous. I also am quite nervous. However, if we do not win here, then we'll be kicked out of the academy. It is too early for that. We need to make it further, and more than anything, I am angry. I do not want to fall to the bastard who tried to make us face problems by attacking our team leader like a coward. If you all think the same way I do, then we can't afford to lose here. I won't say any more. Let us win. At his words, the students began to grow eager for battle. They now had forgotten their fears and concerns. He also knows how to encourage the cadets, Han. There is no guarantee that encouraging them will make you win. But I guess we will know soon. Whether he has the ability of a panther or is nothing more than a stray cat. The team that suppresses the opponent wins. Begin motto. Team 5 leader Sound Clan Cheon 1 Ryo. The one I wanted to go against was the Team 8 that was led by Cheon Mujium. The battle for the air position does not suit a person like you. Leaving the academy at this point will be better for your pitiful life. When the test began, the fifth group began charging in. Nano, activate augmented reality. Activate strategy tutorial. Activating augmented reality in vision. Operating command mode through battle strategy tutorial. Members of the 8th group became nervous as Yoan did not give them any orders while the 5th group was charging straight at them. Wait for now. Number 2, the opponent is changing to an arrow formation. Change to a wedge formation. The tutorial began to show him how to react to the attack. As expected, we can only try to fight with him here. Number 6, the 8th group quickly changed into the fishnet formation. Wedge formation. How can he make such a stupid decision right from the start? The wedge formation is a useless formation if the leading team leader is weak. That is way too reckless, even if the right guardian taught him martial arts. Did I expect too much from him? You dare think to fight against the true heiress. Chun Won-ryu clashed head-on against Yoan, who wielded internal energy on a shield. People were surprised by what came after. What is this? He withstood my 10 stars. A defensive skill. I am still lacking in Nigong compared to Cheon Won-ryo, but if I take into consideration my Wei Gong that was enhanced up to teacher's level, I have got the upper hand. How exciting. Nano moved quickly to heal Yoan. Won-ryu was shocked. I am being pushed back. If I do not change the formation now, the weaker ones at the back will make the formation fall apart. This bastard, just what did he do, shit? Her group then took a few steps back. Back off, and then number 1. Back off, and number 1. The opponent has changed to a standard formation. Change your formation. Change to number 3. They began spreading out. Won-ryu smiled. She realized Yoan was changing the formation by using the numbers. The third formation was the 4-line formation. You think a method already used by the leader of Team 1 will work on me? Your Nigong was quite impressive, but as expected, your tactics are terrible, Cheon Yoan. Formation 6. I still find it hard to believe, but your internal powers are strong enough to withstand my attacks. However, The scale formation can be used to pierce through the center of the diagonal formation. Once I have got you isolated, I will end you. However, her plan did not work. Soon enough, they could not hide their shock. The eighth group had spread themselves into the sparrow's wing formation to corner them in. They were now being cornered in the semicircle. Is that the crane wing formation? Yoan just shouted number 3, but the formation was different. Keep her guard up and prepare for attacks from both sides. Before she could get back to her senses, Yoan shouted again. Change to formation 2. Formation 2? He is using the arrow formation in this situation. It is the arrow formation, front line. Stay alert. No, they are coming from behind. Left, left. What kind of trick is this lowlife trying to pull now? Unlike her first thought, the eighth group was changing into another formation that she had not guessed. The eighth group was now closing in from the circle formation, and the fifth group was cornered. So those numbers he called out were a trick. The other groups are going to use the same numbering for their formations as we all learned during training. We are going to use that to our advantage. Why use the word change? We will use a formation that is different from the actual number I call out. That is my plan. That little lowlife. How dare he toy with me? The great Onryo. Forward, with no way out, there were no way for them to win this either. The students in the fifth group fell into despair. They all began dropping their shields after realizing they had lost. What are you all doing? Who told you to put your shields down? Yet Onryo could not accept the result. Why are you all laughing at me? Everyone's laughing at me. How dare you? She then lost control and charged at Yoan. Onryo unleashed the Lust Can's unique skill, Sword Energy Wave, trying to kill her target. Chun Yoan threw down his shield and jumped up, unleashing his butterfly blade dance at his enemy. Chun Onryo's attack lost its unique smooth flow due to her anger and brute force. Yoan's sword crashed into her attack and shot past her cheek and arm. Subming's blade's skill mesmerized people who saw the traces that it left. Something dropped to the ground. Blood began to pour out from the cut area, and Chun Onryo's face turned pale as her eyes trembled. Her scream filled the training ground. It was her right arm that had fallen down. My arm, stay still. We need to stop the bleeding. The last attack move is not complete because this is not a real sword. I was able to stop Onryo's blade technique just now, but I was not able to complete the full fighting form. I suppose these training swords really do have their limits. Group 8 wins. Group 8, led by Student 17, has officially passed the second examination. Members of the 8th group shouted with joy. I can't believe he just used the 7 links of the dancing butterfly. He may still lack internal powers, but just judging by his form, he was just as good as Seepming. You damn drunkard. What have you done here? No, it is not because Seepming is a good teacher. Yoan has grown on his own, in many more ways than one, just over the course of 21 days. He has displayed great understanding of strategies and tactics, as well as the boldness to even cut off Onryo's arm. He really must be a born prodigy. Maybe I should have taken him under my wing before Seepming made his move. No, that would not have been right. I am an academy deputy, after all. Anyway, I'm sure Yoan has mixed feelings about all of this. Wait, Yoan did that. He took down the young master of the musician sect. He must have been hiding his martial arts prowess. I will remember this day. He has basically revealed all of his true talents to the academy in this moment. Next group, to the drill hall for the demonic way. I was so sure that we would be fine. I had no idea this would happen. It was you who did this to my ribs. And it was you who snuck into our room while I was not there and left my entire group limping. It was you, Yoan, you sick bastard. You really pulled a fast one on us, having us think you are just some fool with no real skill. Besides their leader, everyone in Group 6 is limping. If we take an aggressive approach, we should be able to beat them easily. I do not know who had the guts to do something like that to that entire group, but thanks to whoever they are. Perfect. Get into formation 6 and charge. I can't do anything because of my legs. You little brats. You had better be thanking me for this until the day you die. Arrow formation. Ha-Ilming then flashed his sword up and shouted, You fools, what good is that formation going to do you if you are all limping? Ha-Ilming's 2 arms then began to expand, and he swung his sword from the bottom up. Wu Juan looked up at his shield with shock, and Ha-Ilming's powerful thrust came for his chest. The sword penetrated Wu Juan's chest. Blood poured out from his mouth, and he could not even speak. Ha Ilming then focused the internal energy in his leg and shouted, "Push forward." His group members then began putting the shield in front and started moving. Ha Ilming then used Wu Juan like a shield to push forward. "We're getting pushed back. Take them all down. Do not give them a chance to get back up." Hammond was curious as to how Ha Ilming would pass the test with his wounded group, and this was beyond expectation. This result was achieved through just one person's strength. Ha Ilming glanced at Wu Juan before he turned to look at Yoan, who was watching. "You're next." "Yo, Uncheon. Looks like I have made a pretty gnarly enemy." Second examination. The main hall of the academy. Floor 1, the academy deputy office. Here are the scores and evaluations of the group 5 students who failed the examination. We have a lot of students who failed this time around. Are you referring to the students of higher ranking sects? They are children of warrior families. None of this would matter if they were just aiming to become average warriors. But these kids come from dignified sections. I would be upset if I were them too. If this were not a group examination, they could have made it to the 3rd stage. If the rules were like what they were back when this academy was first founded, we would not have to go through all of this. How bothersome. We have no choice. If you do not at least re-evaluate their positions and duties reflecting their scores, you would not hear the end of it from those higher-ranking sects. The kids from higher-ranking sects will naturally grow and learn from their family's martial arts teachings. It is the kids from the low-ranking ones I feel bad for. They have lost their opportunity to obtain demonic dragon marbles and enter the manual library. Anyway, I bet the ones who passed this second examination are all swarming towards the manual library as we speak. The manual library of the academy. It is the manual library. This building looks more grand than the main hall itself. While I was in the infirmary, the other students have already been to the 1st floor. Does that mean they're all headed to the 2nd floor now? Until the second examination, do not bother doing anything else. Just focus all of your energy into learning the dancing springs and dancing butterfly technique. That'll raise your chances of passing those examinations a lot higher. You do not want to do anything else, not even the manual library. That is right. Thanks to me, you're already learning martial arts techniques that are stowed away on the 4th and 5th floors. I'm telling you not to be so discouraged that you missed your chance to go to the 1st floor. Nothing on that 1st floor even holds a candle to what I'm teaching you right now. Or at least, that is what Sir Seepming said. But I have Nano. I'm going to scan as much of the 1st and 2nd floor as I possibly can. Manual library, 1st floor. I have never seen so many books in my life. Looks like I am alone on the 1st floor. I only have 2 hours on the 1st floor. I need to hurry. Nano, I'm going to flip through these manuals, so make sure to scan them. Yes, Master. Scanning the 5 sword ritual techniques. Scan complete. Nano, how much time do I have left? You have 1 hour left. How many manuals have you scanned so far? I have scanned a total of 55 manuals, including manuals regarding footwork, breathing techniques, sword techniques, blade techniques, spear techniques, poison arts, and more. That is a lot. Do not transfer the information to my brain yet. Yes, Master. I feel like I have only been looking at the ones on the outskirts of the floor. Time to go further in. At the center of the library, there was a giant stone monument that glowed faintly in blue. He looks like a highly skilled warrior. Maybe he is in charge of protecting the 1st floor. Anyway, what is this huge headstone doing in the middle of the library? As he walked past it with a curious look, the middle-aged man looked at Yoan's tag and spoke to him. This was left behind by the founder of our cult, our demonic lord. Our demonic lord. He inscribed all of this onto a sapphire stone. It looks like there are poems inscribed onto this. Wait, no way did the demonic lord inscribe this with his own fingers. Shocking, is not it? Even with internal powers and a sturdy blade, it is nearly impossible to leave a scratch on sapphire. But our demonic lord channeled his internal powers into his own fingers to do this. Most students are too busy reading these manuals around here to even take a quick glance at this stone. But it looks like you recognize greatness when you see it. It must be because you have the blood of greatness running through you too. I would have almost passed by this without a thought as well. It is only natural. Even though there are great poems left behind by your ancestor, Why would anyone bother to stop and look at this blue rock when there are tons of martial arts manuals stowed away? Here, I have guarded this place for over 20 years, and none of the descendants of the demonic bloodline have even given this stone the time of day. Anyway, I have taken up too much of your time. You go ahead and finish what you were doing. Yes, sir. What is that? There are long, sharp marks on the other side of the stone. It looks like someone tried to cover something up. Nano, analyze those marks. Analyzing the stone's surface. According to my analysis, these marks were made by a sharp sword. These marks were made by a sword. Who would do such a thing to our demonic lord's headstone? Upon analysis of the depth of these marks, they can be divided into marks left by two different objects. So two different people did this. I would never have been able to tell just by looking at it like this. Nano, show me these blade marks in a three-dimensional form through augmented reality. Initiating augmented reality vision. Now that I'm seeing them with more depth, the power and angle of the sword marks are all completely different. You would not be able to tell there were marks made by two different people just from glance. Wait a minute. It looks like the second person's marks are way more messy than the first person's marks. Were they trying to hide them? Could it be? Nano, you can tell which marks belong to which person, right? Erase the second person's marks and just show me the original marks. Yes, master. The augmented reality had created a detailed 3D image of the swords, and they created each mark. They were not just random slashes. These marks were intentional. It is a codified sword fighting form, but I can't tell which form it is just by looking at the slashes. It looks like I have still got a long way to go when it comes to martial arts knowledge. Nano, can you recreate this codified sword fighting form for me using these sword marks? Is possible. But before that, I must know the level of hardness of this rock to measure the strength of the object's slashes. Level of hardness. How do I test that? Nano does not want to break this, right? I thought you were going to go read more manuals. Oh, about that. Aha. So you have discovered the backside of this stone. Pretty messy, is not it? How unfortunate. Back then, there were rumors flying around that this side held the wisdom of a sword technique left by our demonic lord. By our demonic lord. I do not know who did this, but they completely ruined the backside of this stone. It could have possibly been an attempt to keep the wisdom of our demonic lord to themselves. Are these really just marks of simple vandalism? I need to go on my routine patrol. You can stay here and look around. Thankfully, the guard is leaving for now. I can analyze the hardness of the sapphire stone if you put your entire palm onto it. Okay, he then felt a tingling feeling going through his palm. Hardness analysis complete. Using the diamond's hardness level of 10 as the standard, this sapphire stone possesses a hardness level of 7. This is pretty sturdy. Then how strong was this second person that left the other marks on this stone? Using my analysis of the sword marks and hardness level of the stone, I have recreated a visual reference of the movements used to create these marks. A vague human avatar materialized itself in front of Yoan, and her why mutual conversational functions are not supported for this feature. Nano, did you just cut me of initiating recreation of sword marks? Many movements from the sword skill were unleashed instantaneously. It was extremely quick. Yoan was shocked. He had only learned the dagger skill and butterfly blade dance, but he knew that the movement he witnessed just now was at an even higher level. Yoan thought of countering it with a butterfly blade dance, but he could not find a way to counter it effectively. Nano, is this just one codified SWO fighting form? I have analyzed that all of these movements connect with one another, following the standards of the martial arts techniques you have learned. Master, you are correct. This is one codified sword fighting form. No way. It was that powerful. The complicated butterfly dancing technique only uses 8 forms, and it took Sir Seepming half a year to learn all of that. But this is incomparable. No one could ever stop this sort of otherworldly power. I did not expect much from the first floor of this library. But wow, what a golden find. Nano, save this codified sword fighting form. I will be transferring that to my brain later. Yes, master. Because of these messy sword marks, I could have completely missed out on this valuable knowledge. Whoever did this with evil intentions. But then again, I do get to learn this sword fighting form all to myself. Should I be thanking this person? After analyzing the marks erased from the second object, I have discovered 45 sword fighting forms that connect with each other. What? The traces of 45 codified sword fighting forms have been left on this stone over time. So this was not an attempt to hide the original marks. They were all codified sword fighting forms. Hold on. Nano, recreate all 45 of these forms for me in order. Yes, master. This is the first codified sword fighting form. As the sword skill was unleashed one by one, Yoan's expression turned into that of shock. From the 1st to the 10th, to the 20th, and to the 30th, Yoan could not hide his astonishment. These forms are slowly becoming more polished. The visual reference is now over. The visual reference is now over. Sweat. All right, Nano, I want to see the first save codified fighting form battle with the 45th one. Could you recreate that scene for me? Yes, it is possible. Initiating battle mode for the visual references. They looked at each other, and they each began using their different sword skills. The battle instantly ended. The latter 45th sword skill easily countered the former that Yoan considered to be perfect and chopped the opponent avatar's neck. Wait, the second one beat the first one. I thought the first form was perfect, but the second one won with one different technique. Those marks were not used to erase the original form. The other slashes are proof of research on how to beat this otherworldly technique. Sir, I have a question. Is it just the first floor that has this sapphire headstone? I'm not too sure. I have only ever worked on the first floor. From what I hear, though, there should be one on each floor. Perfect, Nano, get ready. We are headed to the second floor. Manual library, second floor. Looks like they're not done yet. But then again, we do get 3 hours in here, opposed to only 2 hours on the first floor. Wait, is that? It is Yuchan Shion of the Saber sect. The other young masters for the minor priesthood are too boastful about their sect's teachings that they do not even bother stepping foot in here. He must be really dedicated if he is even reading up on lower-level martial arts. I need to be extra careful of him. There it is, let us see the backside. I knew it. This one's backside is full of sword marks as well. Nano, scan this stone just like you did for the one on the first floor. Yes, master. I have discovered sword marks similar to the ones on the sapphire stone on the first floor. The first sword marks left on this stone are a codified sword fighting form that utilizes a total of 24 forms. The sword marks left by a different object are a codified sword fighting form that uses 56 forms. 56 of them. It looks like even more research was done on this than the sapphire stone on the first floor. To beat this sword fighting form, I want to look into this right away. But there are too many people here. I won't be able to do it now. Nano, just analyze the sword fighting forms and save them for later. Yes, master. I can't believe I've already learned 4 different invaluable fighting forms. I can't wait to transfer this to my brain and body. Nano, begin scanning. Yoan then began walking through the shelves. As Yoan began scanning at a fast speed, the cadets were drawn to his actions. What the hell is he doing? I can barely memorize this stuff while quietly sitting here and focusing. While he is here fooling around and just flipping through these manuals. Forget him. Just focus. We do not have time to worry about fools like him. We only have an hour left. It was especially irritating as Yoan was just skimming through those books. However, he was not interfering with their reading directly, so they could not raise complaints either. As Chun Yoan was scanning the books, there was one person who was looking at him closely. It was Chun Yuchan, the prince from the Blade clan. I have scanned a total of 156 manuals. Nano, analyze all of the manuals you have scanned today and save them into your program data. Yes, master. This should be enough. Now I've only got one thing left to do. The dancing butterfly technique I am teaching you is one of the top 10 techniques within this entire demonic cult. But just because you have learned a prestigious technique does not mean that you can go around being cocky. You are quick to catch on, but to fully master this technique, as well as any other form of martial arts, you must practice each form hundreds, even thousands of times to polish your skills. And most of all, experience is your most valuable asset. As for me, I have fought tooth and nail for my life with countless enemies just to perfect my martial arts skills. In that respect, the Academy is the perfect place to battle against a plethora of Warriors from a variety of sections use this to your advantage and gain as much experience as you can. I need to use Nano's augmented reality functions to hone my skills. I should be able to use this to experience a wide range of battle scenarios. Perfect timing. You're free to go now. Thank you, sir. Oh, right. Someone asked when you were coming out. Pardon. Never mind. Someone was waiting for me. Whatever. That is not important right now. The personal training rooms are open now that we have passed the second examination. I want to hurry there and receive the data for that ultimate technique I came across. The personal training rooms. I could not find you in the dorms, so I went around everywhere looking for you. There you are, Student 7. Is not that the one who led Group 6 in the second examination? And why are you looking for me again? Do not act like you do not know why. Did you really think I did not realize that it was you who completely ruined my group's legs? I'm a little busy here, dude. I can sense a ton of animosity coming from him. I guess he is looking for a fight. And whose fault is that for leaving their group unattended? You have got quite a mouth on you. Looks like he is not easily provoked. Very different from a certain someone I know, but he is definitely not weak. I should take him seriously. Yoan turned serious and readied himself. Right when they were about to lunge toward each other, someone called them. But two boys did not look away as they were focusing on each other. They really could not care less about me right now. And the man appeared in between them, blocking their sight. And who are you? Hold on. Is that Yu Chan from the Saber Sect? You two have got quite some focus there. I should have known, considering you both led your teams to victory in that second examination. Sorry to butt in, but I've been waiting for quite some time now. Could I borrow Yeoan for a bit? It won't take long. I really would like a moment with him. A young lord for the minor priesthood bowing to a regular student. Well, you're going to have to wait. I have been looking for him all day, too. Now do not piss me off any further and get lost. Is that so? Whatever shall we do? I have been waiting for so long because I wanted to meet with him. Chun Yu-chan kept on speaking with dumb look on his face, and Ilming could not hold back any longer. Are you getting sarcastic with me? He is getting pretty hostile. Yet, Chun Yu-chan easily blocked the attack, and his hand stopped right next to Ilming's neck. If it was a real blade, it would have killed Ha Ilming. How was that? Yu-chan smiled at him. I have never seen a fighting form like that before. Yet Yu-chan stopped him with a simple move. I can only imagine how strong he would be if he went all out. Damn it, I got stopped by him even when he did not have a proper stance going. I could see your arms get stiff and you slightly losing balance each time you took a step just now. It looks like it could be a rib injury. Damn him. He is not like the rest of the students. Even if I were not injured, I could not take him down. Just give us a moment. It really won't take long. Forget it. Do as you please. Gosh, he has quite the temper on him. What does he want with me? Is he trying to size me up beforehand? Regardless of what his intentions are, I am not skilled enough to take him on in battle. Nano, activate augmented reality mode. Enter battle tutorial mode. Set to dancing butterfly technique. Activating augmented reality mode. Entering command mode through the battle tutorial. Set to dancing butterfly technique. No need to be so on edge. But then again, I guess I can't blame you, considering your history. Still, there is no need to put your guard up like that. I am just here to finally introduce myself to my half-brother. Nice to meet you, brother. What did he just call me? Brother. Is he making fun of me right now? You do not have to be so cold to me. But I guess it is only natural you are acting this way. The other 6 sects have not been exactly kind to you. So you admit you know all of this, and yet you expect me to just welcome you with open arms. No. I just wanted our first encounter to be a friendly one, that is all. And that is because I have taken quite a liking to you. We are both on the path of learning to use a saber, are not we, Grin? That is your reasoning, but of course, I was so shocked when I saw you cut off the arm of the girl from the musician sect. After that, I have become a huge supporter of you, my brother. Cut the crap and just tell me what it is you want. Gosh, I guess I have no choice then. I suppose it is going to take a bit of time before we can actually become close. All right then, I will keep it short, brother. I want you to join the Saber sect. Are you surprised? I mean, not that I blame you if you are. Are you being serious here? I have been waiting outside the manual library this whole time for you. Why would not I be serious? I do not know how the others feel, but I do not see you as an enemy. I want you to join the Saber sect and stay by my side. Why you? Is this your way of telling me to forfeit the minor priesthood? Oh, is that how that came off? But I mean, that minor priesthood is out of your reach anyway. What is that supposed to mean? It is exactly what you think it means. If you continue down the path to learning to use a saber, we will inevitably come to butt heads. However, you have no chance against me. The thing is, though, I have become a huge supporter of yours. If we walk the same path together as allies, there will be nothing but joy and prosperity in your future. Does not that sound spectacular? So he thinks I am no match for him. Is that it? I refuse. What? Let me make you an offer. You can't have me by your side, so do not you dare try to get in my way. As long as you can keep that promise, I will let you live. At that moment, Chun Yu-chan's face scrunched up into a terrible scowl. A powerful energy force is quickly gathering within the enemy's right arm. Take a half step to the left to dodge, then perform the second codified fighting form of the dancing butterfly technique, the twirling butterfly. So begins. Chun Yu-chan's right arm moved slightly, and Yoan took a half step to the left. At that moment, Yu-chan's face returned, and he began laughing again. The powerful energy force within the enemy's right arm is slowly disappearing. The enemy is showing no intention of attacking. I was a bit angry for a second there, but now that I think about it, that was pretty hilarious. Do not you dare try to get in my way. That was pretty suave of you, I will admit. It really was. I can tell he is only laughing on the outside. That was all for nothing then. If we are on the same path, we are bound to run into each other. However, a powerful energy force is quickly gathering within the enemy's right arm. With the sound of a strike, a blue spark appeared, leaving a clear line on the ground. Is that saber energy? It was blade chi, clearly in shape of a blade around Yu-chan's arm. You have got a long way to go before you can even consider trying to threaten my life like that. If he is releasing saber energy with his own bare hands, that means he has already reached his full potential. No wonder the rumors were saying that it was him and the Shadow Sex Million who were the ones to beat for the minor priesthood. Is this some display to warn me that he is stronger than me? All right then, I will see you around. Damn it. After knocking Museum down a few pegs and having one Ryo expelled from the academy, I thought I would at least be on par with the rest of them. Do not get too hasty, Yeoan. Your goal is not to catch up to them. Your goal is to reign over them. He could foresee my attack. I was ready to cut off his right arm in just one swing. But he dodged my planned path before I could even let the saber out. Looks like he is different from the rest of these nobodies. The personal training rooms. So this is what the personal training rooms look like. It is just a square room that is about 7 feet wide. It is definitely not wide enough to fully get into a variety of stances to perform fighting forms. The walls are pretty thick too. At least they're thick enough so that no one can bother you while you're practicing. Granted, I imagine the most you could realistically practice in here is your chi adjustment technique. Nano, activate augmented reality mode. Activating augmented reality mode. Recreate the forms that we scanned from the second floor sapphire stone. Recreating scanned forms in the order they were imprinted onto the stone. A human figure appeared and began showing the sword movements that had been left on the stone. This one's far more quick and complicated than the ones from the first floor. The entire dancing butterfly technique could not stop even one of these forms. Is there anyone out there who could actually stop this codified fighting form? Recreating scanned forms made by the other blade in chronological order. Now, the human figure started emulating a different sword formation. This is beyond this world. Unless you were sickly obsessed with using a sword, there's no way anyone could perfect a technique like this. Now I can see the gradual perfecting of each form after watching each step. It was awkward and stiff at first, but in its 56th trial, it is so polished and perfect to the point where it is almost eerie. Nano, have the very first form battle the other 56 forms in order. Yes, master. Initiating battle mode with the first form as the base fighter. 2 human avatars appeared again and began fighting against each other. The 56th form wins. The visual reference is now over. It is just like what I saw on the first floor. The very first trial of this ultimate technique was interrupted by simply one extra form each time. What if I take on this ultimate technique through the dancing butterfly of the dancing technique? Even some of the trials later could not stop the original technique in its early stages. In that imaginary space, Yoan was now one with the second entity, and he was using his butterfly blade dance to fight the original sword formation. I need to try it for myself. There must be a way to interrupt this technique with the dancing butterfly technique. The user's neurons are reacting at an accelerated rate. The following pressure points are being stimulated by this phenomenon: the saliva container, heaven projection, bird tail, middle epigastrium, spirit palace, and sea of chi. This stimulation is causing an increase of energy within the user's lower abdomen. However, Yoan was too deep into his thoughts to notice. Nano then stopped alarming the master and began recording the change in the body as data, since it knew that this change was not harmful. Toward the master. After a long while, Chun Yoan woke up from his hundreds of fights against the perfect swordsman. His focus came back, and he became confused. What? Was that just now? He remembered seeing the simulation, but when he woke up, it felt like everything had been an illusion. Chun Yoan then felt the difference in his body. He felt that his internal energy had increased. My internal powers were only worth about 30 years of training, but they have at least increased by another 40 years. Have I received an awakening from the simulation? I can't believe I have achieved an awakening without the help of Nano. It looks like that really was one of the best techniques in all of Murim. With this newfound strength, I feel like I could pull the dancing butterfly technique even better now, too. I can feel myself cutting through the air even more sharply now. It looks like awakenings do not just increase your internal powers. Wait, what? Yoan gasped. There was a faint silver glow on his right hand. Did I just materialize my own chi? I may not have the internal powers yet to materialize it into a full saber form, but I will be getting another demonic dragon marble this time around. That should be able to add another 60 years worth of internal powers. That'll help me catch up with Yuchan's skill level. Wait, Nano, how long have I been here doing this? You have been fully focused for 2 hours straight. 2 hours that long. I need to get back to the dorm already, so I won't have time to transfer all of the information to my brain for now. Nano, transfer the first forms from the sapphire stones, as well as the 45th and 56th form to my brain. Transferring 4 selected codified fighting form simulations to the brain. Am I ever going to get used to this throbbing sensation? Nano, how long is it going to take to transfer this information to my body? According to my analysis, it should take approximately 10 hours to completely alter your muscle fibers and tendons for this information. What, 10 hours? I get that this is a higher level form of martial arts, but that is so long compared to the dancing butterfly technique. I guess it can't be helped. I am just going to have to wake up early tomorrow morning. I should head back to the dorms now. Group 8 dorms. Why are there so many students missing? Are they not back from the personal training rooms yet? My lord, you have returned. Hyabong, what is that? Looks like he was writing notes and practicing after reading and memorizing the contents of the manuals. Any useful discoveries? Not really. These are all just about Class 2 martial arts. I am not very good with bare fist techniques, so I decided to study a kicking technique. I guess everyone's hard at work right now. The staff may have said these next 3 days were for resting, but there is absolutely no time to waste. We need to utilize every single minute we have if we want to get ahead. The next day, 4 p.m., the personal training room's alteration of a user's muscle fibers and tendons complete. Taking user off of general anesthesia. Stabilizing user's body from recoil following physique alteration. I feel a little better now. Do not think I will ever get used to this part, I swear. The power of my fist is on a whole new level. It is way stronger than when I learned the dancing butterfly technique. It does not even compare. He then took off his top. It was astonishing. His upper torso was tightly packed with muscles that it looked like he had trained for years. My muscles are huge now. I feel like I am in someone else's body. He felt like he could punch a hole through the sturdy wall. He did not think it would make a hole anyway, and he wanted to try to see how strong he had gotten. He then took a deep breath and threw his fist to the floor. I am still not strong enough. I got cocky UST because I got a few hits in Museum. After experiencing the overwhelming gap of power between me and that brat from the Saber sect, I realized I need to practice even harder to recover from that traumatic encounter. I need to forget about Yeoan. I'm going to need to dream bigger. An explosion came from above and rocks showered down. Ha Ilming was struck with a large rock and passed out on the ground. As his consciousness faded, he saw Chun Yuan's pop up out of the hole. It rekindled his anger. Yuan, that little. Hey, wake up. This may be a personal training room used for practice. But this is for all of the students to use. You can't just a hole in the wall like that. What if he was in the middle of a chi adjustment? Technique. You may as well have just killed him with your bare hands. You are lucky student 108 is still alive. If he was not, you would be expelled on the spot. Just know that this is going to be put on your final evaluations. I am sorry, sir. You are banned from using the training rooms on the first and second floor. You're only allowed to use the ones in the basement. However, if you break another wall like that, you won't be allowed to use any of the rooms ever again. Be careful, understood, sir. As Yoan walked down to the underground floor, the instructor watched him curiously. He punched a hole through a century stone wall with his bare fists. Does that mean he has surpassed his peak of internal powers? Nano, how am I suddenly so strong? I never imagined I would punch a hole through the training room walls. It is because your muscle fibers and tendons have reached their limit. What, you have altered your muscle fibers and tendons to the point where they possess the sheer physical strength to leave marks on a stone as hard as sapphire. Sheer physical strength. You say, now that I think about it, the simulation data was created solely through the blade marks left on the stones. I did not have any information on the chi movements. Used to leave those marks. When I transferred the dagger technique and dancing butterfly technique, I learned how to perfectly execute them as a whole. But this time, the abilities transferred to me were only focused on being able to leave similar marks on something like sapphire. Or at least I think so. So, does that mean my body's power is at its full potential? This is merely the result of a minor adjustment of your body at a level where your estimated physical growth will not be affected. Does that mean I will become even stronger as I continue to grow, as your muscles and bones continue to grow? The full potential of your muscle fibers and tendons will continue to grow as well. Looks like I'm going to have to try grow even more if I want to become strong, like you said. Only time will help with your true physical growth. Aside from stimulating your growth plates, I have no way to actually expedite your growth. Okay. This should be good enough for now. Underground floor of the personal training rooms. Although I have technically had years of practice of this codified fighting form, if we were just going off of the data I had sent to my brain. This is actually my first time trying what could be our demonic lord's ultimate technique. I'm getting nervous. Okay, let us start with the ultimate sword technique. First codified fighting form ultimate sword technique first. Wait, what? He seemed as if he had failed. Let us try that one more time. He had completed the same movements, but he was not satisfied. It felt like he had not completed it. This is not it. What is going on? Why am I not satisfied with my movements? Chun Yuan then tried doing the formation that countered the original. His movement quickly replicated the 45th formation that he saw on the first floor of the library. There we go. I was able to pull off the movements to stop the ultimate sword technique perfectly both times. But why does my attempt at the ultimate sword technique feel so unpolished? It did not feel like the same amazing technique I saw in the reference video. Nano, recreate my movements for the ultimate sword technique and compare them to the ones from the sapphire stone. Initiating augmented reality vision. As he looked closely, he was able to see the difference clearly. The human figure moved flawlessly, connecting each movement smoothly, but Yoan's movement was connected but was awkward. All I was doing was simply going through the motions. It looks so unnatural. I was even a beat off when finishing it. Why is this happening? What is the problem here? Damn it. Is it because it is just one codified fighting form? I get that I do not know how to flow my chi, but I should at least be able to pull off a codified fighting form. Flow my chi. Now that I think about it, even for the dancing butterfly technique, I could not complete it without circulating my internal powers through my chi flow. If that is the case, I am missing the most important part here. That was discouraging. What was I thinking trying to learn this codified fighting form without knowing how to use my chi flow? Nano, could you recreate the front surface of the first floor's sapphire stone for me? Searching for videos saved within the user's visual database. I have found visual data that matches your command. Recreating the front surface of the first floor's sapphire stone into video form. A great wind came forth. The clouds rose on high. Now that my might rules all within the seas, I have returned to my old village. Where will I find brave men to guard the four corners of my land? Maybe there's a clue somewhere here. This is an ancient poem about the founding the Han Dynasty. An ancient poem. It was written by the emperor of the Han Dynasty, Lu, when he returned home from his victory against rival and Hegemen, king of Western Shu, Xiongyu. So our demonic lord did not write this poem himself. Oh, maybe there are some words that our demonic lord switched as a cogno. Oh, okay then. Yo inside. Analyze the image and see if there are any clues that you can find. Analyzing overall image of stone face. Upon analysis, I have found small holes poked into the stone at the bottom of each character. There really are holes, but each character has a different number of holes poked under them. What could this possibly mean? Small holes. Are these referring to pressure points? For holes, does that mean 4 pressure points? No, it can't be that. What do these mean? Now that I think about it, among the manuals I had nanoscan, there was one about pressure points. In that book, each pressure point had a number and annotation attached to it. Okay, so the 4th pressure point is the bird tail. That is strange. The flow of qi should start from a sea of qi pressure point that is located in the lower abdomen. If that is the case, there should be 7 holes here. This character has a total of 3 strokes. So, if you had 3 to 4, you get 7. Next, this character for wind has 9 strokes. Now, how many holes are under this one? And now, for the last character. Yes, I figured out the secret of the qi flow. I'm a genius, I tell you. It was already dinner time. He had skipped lunch, so he was starving. Yoan then left the room. Now that I had a hearty dinner, it is time to get to the personal training room to try out that ultimate technique with the qi flow I learned. Young Lord Yoan, please allow me to introduce myself. I am student 200, Yompa. If you've got the time, could I request a sparring match with you? A sparring match? Me and you, why should I? I have no reason to spar with someone I have never met if it is not for an examination. I would rather not waste my time. Oh gosh. Now that you say it like that, I suppose so. I guess I was being too selfish. Then, if you beat me, how about I offer you a small gift and some information on the 3rd examination? Would you spar with me then? There was no loss in dueling him, and Yoan did not think he would lose either. Yoan decided to agree to the duel. I just do not understand. Giving up valuable information for just a sparring match. Why would you do something so foolish? I guess if I had to give a reason, it is a test of skills for myself. Test of skills. My techniques may not be as flashy as the ones he used to cut off Onryo's arm, but I would still like to show you the techniques of my sect, the Surging Moon sect. Come at me. Yempa then charged. His movement was a bit slower than Chun Yukiam's, but it was still very fast and powerful. Chun Yoan was very different now. He quickly took his steps and dodged the blade skill. Yempa then spun, moving into his next formation, but Yoan snatched his wrist quickly. Yoan snatched it as if it was nothing. Before Yempa could react, Yoan threw him up and down on the ground like a sack. I used too much power just now. He is not dead, is he? I can't believe I lost so badly. After seeing him fight with Onryo, I thought I could at least hit a dozen codified fighting forms in on him. Has he been hiding his true skills? You are quite strong. You really are of the holy bloodline. I was so sure that I at least had the skills of a first-rate master. Anyway, just as I promised, here's the info before that. Why did you ask me to spar with you? You had nothing to gain from this, whether you won or not. I was right. You're not very trusting of others. Excuse me. Just like I mentioned earlier, it was just test of skill. As in you were testing my skills, well, that too. But I was also testing myself. It is all for the 3rd examination. What does our sparring match have anything to do with the 3rd examination? There's a high chance that the 3rd examination will also be a group test. What? The Academy deputy said himself that there would not be any more group examinations. That is because this won't be anything like the 2nd examination. This time around, this examination will be a test of your own personal capabilities. The goal of the 3rd examination is to find who is worthy of becoming a high warrior. Only those who possess knowledge of first-rate martial arts and at least 30 years' worth of internal power, otherwise known as first-rate masters, are allowed to become high warriors. Realistically, Only about 2 out of each 10 of the students who passed the second examination possessed the skills to be considered a first-rate master. I suppose if you were lacking the internal power, the only thing you could do is consume more demonic dragon marbles. That is right. Once the demonic dragon marbles have been passed out, most of the students here will have at least gathered 30 years' worth of internal powers. However, there is one fatal factor they would be missing: knowledge of first-rate martial arts. Exactly. The second floor of the library only contains manuals regarding second-rate martial arts, leaving many students up for failure. I am assuming this test is not about conjuring up your own original first-rate martial arts form, so there's only one other logical answer here. That is right. For this examination, we will all be given a first-rate martial arts manual. I have a feeling there is more to this. Of course, that would make this examination too easy. If all we had to do was memorize some martial arts, nearly all of us would pass. If what my father told me is correct, this first-rate martial arts manual should contain the 7 Demons Sword Technique, a martial arts technique of the Sword Demons Decimating Formation. This technique can only be used by high warriors of our cult. The Sword Demons Decimating Formation. I have heard of that before. It is a sword formation created by the Sword Demon, the greatest swordsman who is only second to our demonic lord. This form of martial arts was originally created to take on the 18 Disciple Attack Formation and 108 Disciple Attack Formation of the righteous faction of Sorum. However, there is something mysterious about the 7 Demon Sword Technique, despite it being just a first-rate martial art. When 12 people use the technique together, it becomes a 12-sword formation. And when 36 people use it together, it becomes a 36-sword formation. And if 108 people bring their swords together, it can grow to become a 108-sword formation. An ordinary first-rate martial arts technique that can transform itself into a full war formation is not that spectacular. Even if they're all mere first-rate masters, a 12-sword formation of this technique could take on an Ascendant Master, and a 36-sword formation could take on a Transcendent Master, and a 108-sword formation has the power to take on a Genesis Master. My father told me that during his time, everyone had to form 12-man groups to learn the 7 Demon Sword Technique together. 12-man groups. Yes, that is the basic foundation of the Sword Demons Decimating Formations. However, they say just mastering the 7 Demon Sword Technique is not enough. Apparently, performing the Sword Demons Decimating Formation is incredibly difficult. It is so difficult that unless you're a first-rate master yourself, it would be impossible to understand. So you use this sparring match to see if I had the skills for this. That is right. I could not make that judgment based off of just one codified fighting form. I needed to be sure of your skills if I was going to request you join me for the next examination. Request that I join you. Oh, I forgot to mention the most important part of all of this. For the third examination, the students are supposedly required to execute everything on their own, starting with learning the martial arts, and then everything else beyond that. However, I did hear that the group leaders will be decided depending on our evaluation from the second examination. Then, does that mean the group leaders will be the ones to choose their members? That is right. Granted, I am sure there will be some students who refuse to join certain groups. I can't help but feel like this third examination is more catered to the young masters of the sixth sex, rather than us ordinary students. Then, that must mean this examination is just an extension of the battle for the minor priesthood. See if they can't gather a powerful crew and learn this 7 Demon Sword Technique within the allotted time, that would be an automatic fail for them. You mentioned that students could refuse to join a certain group if they did not want to, right? But do not the ordinary students have no choice but to rely on their group leaders to help them get through the third examination? Is that why you wanted to request that I join you? That is right. Gathering the group members and learning the sword formation is just the beginning. Regardless of what kind of battle style we will be put through for this examination, each group will need a leader who is skillful and can lead their group to success. I told you I had a small gift for you too, right? That gift is me. I will pass on that. But what if I do not a group leader? No way. I'm almost certain you're going to be selected to become one of the leaders. Anyway, if you want to pass this examination, would not it be better to have a member with stable skills like me on your team? You do not want some low-end, half-baked student joining your team, would you? I suppose he is not wrong. I could be able to take the position as leader. But something's fishy here. I will have to use that method. But why me? If what you're saying is true, you could always go to one of the young masters of the 6 sections, or even one of the skilled leaders who passed the second examination. I did not mention this, just in case I offended you. But I already made the same offer to the young masters of the Shadow Sect and Sword Sect, and you got rejected. That is right. They have both already found all of the men they need. So, you picked me as a backup plan. Is that what you're saying? That is right. But I also chose you because we are both on the path of the saber. Is that so? I am not asking that you fully take me in as a subordinate. I am just asking that you help me pass that third examination. I am at your full disposal. Would you be willing to take me in? Chun Yo-won smiled softly. Yumpa thought he had been accepted, so he went down on his knees to show his thanks. Thank you. Young lord, I refuse. Pardon. I said no. Yo-won spoke to him again. Yo-won then went to the private training room for further training. Nano, show me the results of his facial analysis. Loading facial analysis results. This function may not be able to perfectly detect lies, but it still comes in handy if something feels off. There was a minor change in the subject's facial muscles. There is a 45% chance that the subject was lying. The subject's facial muscles continued to twitch in this situation. The probability of the subject lying has risen to 62%. Of course, I am going off a sheer probability here, but that is right. But I also chose you because we are both on the path of the saber. I find it hard to believe he is on the path of the saber, yet only approached the young masters of the Shadow and Sword Sect. He conveniently left out the Saber Sect. I see. He thinks he is slick, does not he? As Yo-won went down to the forest, Yumpa also went down and met with someone in the alleyway between buildings. He was meeting with Chun Yu-chan to give him the report. After hearing the information about the third examination, he said. Chun Yu-chan burst into laughter. Yumpa was not sure why he was laughing when Yumpa had failed his mission. He is an interesting kid, is not he? He got some free information and just completely ditched you. I should have known a cheap trick like that would not work on him. But now all of our plans have been ruined. Well, what are you going to do? Go back and beg him to take you in? Do you really think he is that foolish? Well, no, but my plan was to have you join his group, but ditch him on the day of the test to have him fail the examination for not having enough members. If it went the way you said it would, that would have been pretty fun to watch. But it would be a waste to have him fail over such a petty trick. If he was not another competitor for the minor priesthood, I would have done anything to try and convince him to join me. Please give me another chance. Young lord, I have other plans we could use. It is fine. There is no need to do anything like that any longer. Now, go and find a group you can join before it is too late. Or, who knows, maybe you could become a group leader yourself. Pardon, are you not taking me in your GRO, man? Cut out. I already have enough trash to sort through to find my perfect group. He became cold and said, I have no need for incompetent pests like you. Now get lost. You took down Yompa with just one blow. I swear I witnessed his skills just 2 days ago, and they definitely were not at that level. I just do not understand what is going on here. I suppose I will find out soon enough whether it is true skill or just sheer luck. So, we have to gather the best team of 11 men. The Academy Deputy has not said anything, so nothing is set in stone yet. But what if it is true? I do have some people in mind from Group 8, but I would still need a few more people. Not to mention, there is no guarantee they will join my group. I will think about this later at the dorms. I should finish my training first. Nano, are you done analyzing the martial arts manuals we scanned on the first and second floors of the library? Analysis of 55 manuals of third-rate martial arts from the first floor and 56 manuals of second-rate martial arts complete. Could I have you recreate a simulation of a specific person with their energy and movements, as well as have them reenact a specific martial arts technique? Yes. Please select the person to be used as an avatar and specify the martial arts technique to be reenacted. Let us start with the first technique I scanned in the library, the 5-sword ritual technique. And as for the avatar, you lowly vermin, Come at me. How about you come at me first? I still can't stand hearing him call me a vermin. How dare you try to come for me, Dai? Yoan dodged the skill and used his butterfly blade dance to throw his hand at the Avatar's neck. Avatar Museum Chion's neck has been broken. Avatar Museum Chion has died. What? Just 3 days ago, all my neck chop did was have a man fall to the ground. You have got some skill there. I will see you again, you vermin. Avatar Museum Chion could not withstand the power of your attack. After my internal powers have grown from the body alteration and awakening, it looks like Museum does not even hold a candle to me anymore. Damn it, this is not what I was planning for. Even if I were to set it to a second-rate martial arts technique, not much would change. Create 5. No, 10 avatars of Museum and have each of them use a different second-rate martial arts technique. Creating avatars for simulation mode. Avatar model. 10 Museum Chion's martial arts technique settings. Heaven-splitting flying sword, spinning kick, 5 righteous dancing blades. Triple cleaving sword, falling hand sword, flying fist, evil fist, rising shadow fist, heavenly cliff fist, great sun blade. Am I getting ahead of myself here? Nano, I think 10 of them might be too much. You arrogant little vermin, you really dare to take me on? Disgusting vermin. Would you like to readjust the number of avatars? Never mind. Just start the simulation. I'm going to kill all of them. Multiple people coming at me at once. He quickly spun and swung the hand blade to counter the formation from 4 avatars. 2 of them were struck in their blood points, and that made them disappear. Okay, I blocked that first launch of attacks. Next, there was no time to waste. The other avatars quickly moved toward him, and Yoan jumped up to avoid being attacked. He bumped into the ceiling. Unlike the avatars, he was still in a small room. Pausing augmented reality. That really hurt. I forgot how small this room was because of the augmented reality simulation. Chun Yoan then looked up at the ceiling, concerned that he might have torn a hole through the ceiling again. Luckily, it was fine, but there was a large crack and a dent in the area where he had bumped his head. Now you cracked a hole in the ceiling. What a headache. Did not I give you a warning last time? Now, you are officially banned from using the personal training rooms. I am really sorry. Follow me. As he followed the instructor, they went to the building right across the private training rooms. The building looks like it is only half the size of the building with the personal training rooms. But the distance between each room here is much larger. You practice in here from now on. Pardon. It is clear that leaving you in those personal training rooms is just going to result in another broken wall. What is this place? It is a lot wider and far more pleasant in here. These training rooms are normally open to students who pass the 4th examination and reach the level of Ascendant Master. Well, you have not passed that examination yet. You have caused one too many accidents already. So the Academy Deputy has given permission to let you use this room a bit earlier. But how did you know my skills have already reached that point? To break the century stone of the personal training rooms, you at least need the skill of an Ascendant Master. The walls here are made of adamant and stone. You can try all you want, but there is no breaking these. So, no need to worry about any more accidents. Keep focusing on your training. Thank you. The size of this room should be enough for me to use the augmented reality simulation to train. Nano, what time is it? It is about 9 p.m. Really, I have still got some time left. Now then, should I continue fighting those 10 Museum avatars? Because there is no way I would be able to take on someone who is a first-rate master yet. Nano, could you recreate an avatar of Sir Seatming for me to spar with? I can recreate an avatar based off of the dancing butterfly technique demonstration he gave you while you were at the infirmary. Really, a watered-down version of Sir Seatming would still be far more help than fighting 10 museums. Initiating augmented reality. Would you like to specify a martial arts technique? Let us start with the dancing butterfly technique. Creating avatar for simulation mode. Avatar model, Seatming. Martial arts technique setting, dancing butterfly technique. I know that it is just an avatar in front of me. But even then, Museum's avatar does not compare to the excitement I get from getting to face Sir Seatming. My little pupil, you think you've got the skills to take down your own teacher? Do not make me laugh. Nano, turn off the sound for Sir Seatming next time too. Will do. Sir Seatming is one of the top 10 martial arts masters of the demonic cult. There is no way I can overpower him with my skills right now. so I will have to launch a preemptive attack and find his weak spot. Wait a minute. He blocked my codified fighting form that easily. His master counterattacked, sending him flying into the sky. Subming unleashed his third formation. The 7 movements quickly attacked Yoan, cutting through him. He was then thrown on the ground with pain coming from all parts of his body. I knew that I would not be a match for him, but I thought I could at least withstand one codified fighting form. So this is the skill of an individual who is one of the top 10 martial artists of the demonic cult. Would you like to switch the avatar or martial arts technique setting? No. Resuming battle. Want to try again? Let's try this out. Ultimate technique. Are you ready for me? Yoan then unleashed the original sword formation he learned from the Blue Pearl Stone. Subming's avatar tried to fight back through his blade skill, but he could not counter the sword skill and was struck in his blood points. It is working. It is time for the last form. Subming's avatar spun quickly and unleashed the second blade skill. Yoan's finger touched Subming's head, but he was thrown back from the blade spin. Damn it. Not even that ultimate technique works against Sir Seatmering's avatar. Wait, what is that? Are those wounds on Sir Seatmering's avatar? I was able to hit his forehead with that last form, but these wounds are still shallow. I may have been able to get some hits on Sir Seatmering's avatar through using this technique. However, there is still such an overwhelming gap in our martial arts abilities, so there is no way I could get in a critical blow on him. It looks like merely learning this ultimate technique is not enough to take on a true martial arts master. I have 4 years to complete all 6 examinations at this academy. In those 4 years, I will surpass Sir Seatmering. Let us start with the avatar first, though. 3 days later, the Great Drill Hall. Damn it. I trained hard all day yesterday, and all I accomplished was taking down 10 avatars of Museum. I have still got a long way to go. Did you enjoy your 3-day rest for the demonic way? Just as I announced 3 days ago, today I will be explaining the rules for the 3rd examination and passing out your demonic dragon marbles. For the 3rd examination, you will perform a sword formation in groups of 12. It looks like Yompo was right. The minimum requirement to perform this 12-person sword formation is to possess the power of a first-rate master. This first-rate martial arts technique created by our demonic cult is the foundation of sword formations. These manuals are for the 7-demon sword technique. If you consume the demonic dragon marble given to you today, as well as consistently study and practice the 7-demon sword technique, you will have no problem reaching the power of a first-rate master. There is nothing too difficult about any of this so far. But the 3rd examination will happen exactly 4 weeks from today. And for the examination, all your group will need to do is use that sword formation to take down the martial arts professors in front of you. Easy, right? Our opponents are the martial arts professors, but they are all at the level of ascendant masters. I heard a few of them are even at the top of their mastery level. Damn it. Mutter, I knew this all sounded too easy. Why could not they just let us fight each other? And the professors probably have much more real battle experience, too. How are we supposed to beat them? Everything Yompa mentioned is true. Now, all that is left is to select the group leaders. The process for this examination will be completely different from that of the 2nd examination. We are leaving everything up to the students for this one. You will have to rely on your own capabilities to gather a team and learn this sword formation. Now, I will explain how the group leaders will be selected. After that, you are dismissed once we have passed out the manuals and demonic dragon marbles. I thought they were going to select the leaders based on our evaluations. Do you see the badges the martial arts professors are wearing? There are a total of 17 professors standing before you. The individuals who can steal a badge from the professors within 7 days will be named the group leaders. We have to take the professors' badges. Are they trying to expel us all, or what? Wait a minute. If we can't take all of their badges, that means there are going to be less groups. There are a total of 207 of us. We can only make a total of 17 groups of 12 people. That means 3 of us are just bound to fail. First, we have to steal our professors' badges, then actually fight them in battle later, too. Do not think too much into it. The professors here won't use their own special skills against you in battle. They will only be fighting you with the 7-demon sword technique. Do not think too much into it. There's a lot to think about here. They are already ascendant masters. I do not think them using a lower tier technique is going to help us in any way. I know what their hidden intention is here. Being able to quickly stop the 7 demon sword technique means having a deep understanding of the technique itself. They are not doing this just for the sake of making things difficult here. 7 days is an incredibly short time to master the 7 demon sword technique and learn how to stop it. They're doing this on purpose to put the students in a panic. They are all confused, just as I expected. Maybe I will provoke them just a little more. You still have 7 days to steal the professor's badges. However, are there any students here who would like to try stealing them now? I was so sure at least one of them would volunteer. I guess. I expected too much out of them. This is the perfect opportunity to show that you have guts and skill and garner the attention of everyone here. Granted, it could work against you if you lose to the professors in front of all of these people. It looks like none of you are brave enough. All right then, I will get going. It is young Master Muyan Xion of the Shadow Sect. He was the leader for Group 1. Then, there is Yeo Un Xion, Group 8's leader. Wait, who do we have here? Is Student 18, Beck Gi? He is the one who defeated young Master Zhongxiam Xion of the Poison Sect and became leader of Group 12. We have got 2 unexpected contenders who are up for the challenge. I can't wait to see how this turns out.